You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Hello and welcome to the Dungeon Run, and welcome back to Lest We Forget. I am Rachel Seeley, your game master. I am once again joined by these amazing players and actors as they continue their journey into their own pasts, trying to solve a mystery of life and death. We're gonna jump right in, but first, Morgan?
Yes, hi. I just want to talk about our sponsors. Would you let me talk about our sponsors, guys?
No, please, no. Could you talk about some sponsors?
Thank you. All right. Rachel keeps saying no. I'm sorry. We are sponsored by Eldritch Foundry. Last episode, we mentioned the full color minis Kickstarter that they have coming. Start printing your minis in beautiful full color, however you want to design them. You design it yourself. They ship it to you beautifully in color. It's amazing. It's coming soon. Go to eldritch-foundry.com. Use our discount code TheDungeonRun at checkout to get 20% off. We are also sponsored by Die Hard Dice, the coolest dice and tabletop accessories for all your games and the best customer service. They just brought back their mystery dice sets for a low price. You can get a hodgepodge of some of their most gorgeous dice in a mysterious black box, and you won't know what you get until you open them. They're even offering this for their miniature dice that they call Critlings, and you can order a mystery box of those in what they're calling 2 Critlings in a trench coat, which I just really needed to say on camera.
Cute.
Check it out at dieharddice.com, and don't forget to use our coupon code DungeonRun at checkout for a discount on us. But our show is made possible by Patreon. Go to patreon.com/adungeonrun for all the incredible bonus content. For just $5 a month, you get access to behind-the-scenes content, early access to episodes, like our first episode we've just announced. I mean, if you're watching, this is our second episode, but if you're a patron, you could have gotten the first episode early. Anyway, our after-show Short Rest, exclusive only to you patrons, and at higher levels, you can get free interactivity or access to a game DM'd by me.
Yay!
Yay! Yes, had another great game this last weekend. New patron shout out. Welcome new patrons, Jess and Timothy Hoopengarner. Timothy, you have a very fun name. Thank you. There's so much more fun to be had. Go over to patreon.com/thedungeonrun. Now back to Rachel for interactivity.
Welcome to Rachel with the weather. So, as you may know, or if you're new here, welcome. We are an interactive show. You get the chance to affect our story in unique and often surprising ways. Not surprising to me because I know everything. And just wait, we're gonna see some of it tonight. Use our custom Twitch extension or the link that you can find in our About section on our Twitch page, or you can just go to streamelements.com/thedungeonrun/tip. There are 2 ways to help or challenge our players. You can choose to give advantage or disadvantage for any player, or me.
Spoiler, Rachel has a lot of advantages in the bank, guys.
I have a lot of advantages.
Idaho, Judd, Abracadabra, I'm looking at you.
And I'm going to hoard them like a dragon, keep them forever, give them to me, feed me sustenance in the form of advantages, please, or disadvantages. Choose your flavor. Or, for this mini-series, we are using a brand new system called the Forces of Time. All of our glimpses and bursts will go towards the next force of time, and when a new level is reached, the sands in the hourglass will move in unexpected ways, and a new card or effect will be unlocked. Those cards are guaranteed to affect the game in surprising ways, and they get stronger as we go. Believe me, it gets crazier than this. But with that, you know what time it is. Hit it, Sean! There it goes. Welcome back. Now, if you have seen me DM before, you know what's coming, but if you haven't played with me or DM'd with me before, this is a new thing. What I like to do is I will offer whoever wants to give me a recap advantage on one roll in this episode. Now, it does expire after the end of this episode, but if any of you feel like you want to give me a good recap, which I think some of you have done a very good job of taking notes, you will get an advantage from the DM.
Please.
I'll do it.
Yay!
I recap earlier, so
you did.
Okay.
So give me a recap of what
I'm
happened.
more of a list taker, so yeah.
We woke up, and we all looked dead, and we had no memories, except each other's names. And then there was a big stone city. Ooh, our eyes are... I'm not doing... Okay.
You're doing fine. You are just fine, baby.
You're holding down.
Our eyes are white. Our hair is brittle. It looks like we have been drowned. We didn't have any of our equipment on us. Once again, no memories. We took the Thieves' Walk up to the big stone city, overlooking this cliff, where we met Azira and Gregory. Azira is a tiefling, undead tiefling woman. Gregory is a full skeleton. Starting off great in this city. We learned that it is a city named Mechus. It was destroyed by a big magical explosion. There is now, at the epicenter, I assume, of that explosion, is this big portal of darkness that is made up of all the magic, apparently. And if you go in, all the dreams, all the nightmares.
All the nightmares, more like,
If you go in, you will be disintegrated.
Yeah. You can go close to it, what they said.
Yeah, don't get close to it. Apparently we have a 5th party member that we didn't remember, but through our glimpses of memories, we discovered we are missing someone. The Whiskey Barrel, second home storage are 2 places in this city that I wrote down. It has been 400 years since the explosion, and so apparently we have been MIA for 400 years. There are violent undead outside of the city, but that's about like 75% of the population of the city, which is a lot of people. Jurgen Flatbow rules. He's the gnome.
We love Jurgen.
We love Jurgen.
I love Jurgen.
He's the gnome who runs the second home storage.
A little cranky, but...
A little cranky.
Wouldn't you be too after 400 years?
Yeah, I mean,
We at least messed up his spot with our Steel Defender.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was...
the Steel Defender.
Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, we got our stuff.
And our
Steel Defender, our equipment. We rummaged through our mysterious 5th party member stuff. Found a bunch of things. I'm not going to list them all.
You do not have to.
We discovered we have a carriage.
Yeah.
And a horse named Bucephalus. We still have a sense of smell, but our taste is gone.
That's right.
Note, yeah.
Good note.
And then my last note just says impending dread or doom.
Great. That's exactly what I wanted.
Yes.
Well done.
I'm gonna make
So, yeah, set a d20 aside so that you remember this is your DM advantage. You can roll it whenever you want, once in the game. And then you use it. Okay, when we last left off, you had returned to the tavern. Lucyvian, you had been working on your Steel Defender. Once you got him up and running, you joined the rest in the tavern. I assume you're spending the night here.
Yeah.
You got beds, one long room, several beds in it. You all laid down and you realized you don't need rest in this state. You don't need to eat. You don't need to sleep. So you lay there to get your 8-hour long rest. And you can mark down right now that you have taken a long rest. But you were awake in a daze for the whole thing. When you wake up. When you feel as if enough time has passed and you've gotten your full long rest, it is early morning light outside, a steady, light drizzle, not heavy rain. It's quiet. You hear just the faintest murmur of voices downstairs, probably the proprietor. feel stiff and tired, despite getting a full rest. Where to next?
Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
When you went poof yesterday, you like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you like teleported, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw like flowers and blooms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think our magic is similar.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. It's just like, and because like how I can talk to animals, or I feel like a connection to even just like the plants in the ground, or I don't know. I'm seeing more and more. I'm looking around, and I know we all know each other, but I'm also kind of seeing like maybe why we knew each other and why we were drawn together. And even when we disagree, I still feel like these are people I trust. And the reasons why we're the same and the reasons why we're different are valuable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can help each other in ways that...
I think we absolutely can. I'm very in tune with nature. And she like points to her painted armor, and that's just like, it's green and it's covered in like painted flowers. And, you know, I also have a very, I don't know if I can speak with plants, but I can definitely connect with them in many ways. But I think the four of us definitely have traversed a lot around together for some time. Long enough to have a party name.
Right. The Echoes.
The 5 Echoes.
Definitely we should write that down.
The 5 Echoes.
Just so we can remember.
Right.
Hey, how's that Steel Defender coming along? He was looking quite fit.
Well, I was up pretty late, and I was able to spruce it up just a little bit. Not much, but I will say it's gonna take some more work. But who knows? It seems like we have tons of time before we're turning to bones or...
Right.
What do you need? Do we need parts or something that we can go out and try to collect so you can get this guy up and going?
I'm gonna have to think on it and see. And he's gonna try and remember all of the things because
we don't.
Because he's still kind of getting acclimated to.
Careful not to remember too much. You had a rough day yesterday.
It's a new day.
Is there a tag or something that has like, just add water
Washing
or
instructions.
something? Yes.
Don't put in the dryer.
Don't yes, flammable or something.
You know, it's very funny because I didn't want to bring it up yesterday, and he reaches into his back pocket and pulls out, I have this journal, but I don't know what it says. It's used.
Have you forgotten to read? How to read?
No, I know how to read, but I wrote it with a cipher, and I don't remember.
Oh my goodness.
Codes.
Like a code. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I love puzzles.
Well,
It's kind of like a puzzle.
But,
It
I mean,
is,
probably, yeah.
why don't you try and crack this one?
Okay. And do I recognize any of this cipher at all?
This is a particularly unique kind of language.
Yeah.
It's one that he created.
Oh. Like twin language or something?
What
is that?
His
like,
own twin
like your own
language.
kind of code. You know how
Oh, I
Tolkien,
gotcha. So
he was
Tolkien
like-
wrote his own
right.
Elvish alphabet?
Yes,
That's
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
our Tolkien.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't recognize this.
Well,
I mean, I can help you with spoken language. I can't really help you with written, unfortunately.
That's all right. I'm just saying, you said you like a puzzle, so I decided I'd show you the puzzle.
I do, but if you're the only one who knows
that made it, yeah.
That made the puzzle,
That's
I don't know.
kind of how a cipher works, but I was hopeful.
Well, we'll keep our eye out, and maybe something will jog your memory.
Yeah, maybe something will.
Speaking of our fifth, all right, so we're the only ones. I mean, Azira knew everything, right? She can remember the last 400 years just fine. And the other people who are up and walking around, I mean, I'm just trying to realize that, like, have we literally been sitting dead on the beach for 400 years? Why aren't we skeletons?
And why hasn't anyone gone down to the beach in 400 years?
And why weren't we wearing our stuff? We remember the feeling of falling, remember? We talked about that.
Yeah. But remember, she said that we can't pass running water.
Right.
So if we were dead on the beach that whole time, no one would feel the need to come down there because they don't want to be near that water. I think the most important thing is something you just mentioned. Everyone else seems to be able to remember what happened before all of this has happened, except for us.
The four of us, I mean, not to toot our own horn, but the four of us are special in that way that we don't remember anything.
Yes, and on top of that, it's very clear that whatever is consumed and caused all this is magical.
Right.
And we don't have a fifth.
Right, and I can't think that's a coincidence.
So, while this is happening, the thought keeps running around in your head of, were we there on that beach for 400 years? And I noticed that you are proficient in medicine. Please make a medicine check for me.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, 400.
I'll do it.
I feel like we would.
Our skin would have been long.
I think we would have gotten eaten by fish or something.
Flying fish.
23.
Woo! Heck yeah.
Oh.
Where you were wasn't technically on the beach. So you are on this cliff face, and there's basically an overhang where your bodies had just been laying. But you know that if you had been there for 400 years, your bodies would have been severely decomposed. The more that you think about the rate of decomposition that everyone else around you has been suffering from over 400 years, you find it very unlikely that you would have been on that outcropping for that long without suffering further.
Well, if you want my 2 cents, I don't have the feeling that we were there that long because we looked pretty good considering the rest of the city. And, well, they've been decaying for 400 years, so we can't have been there for 400 years.
No, and then we also would have been exposed to the elements, and that can be, like, pretty harsh.
So it seems like our biggest possibility is that we would just brought back.
Why? No, I agree, but why?
Exactly.
And by whom?
Exactly.
Because the fact that we were protected, but also made to forget, I mean, that feels less and less like an accident.
I think we need to go to this nearby town and see
The fortune teller.
the fortune teller. The fortune teller might have exactly what we need.
I mean, fortune tellers, like, you know, I mean, well,
It's not precise.
I mean,
Usually, it's
divination is a kind of magic, right? I mean, there is that, but
Well, it depends also on what kind of studying
careful
they've
because I
done.
don't remember anything. Sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
I imagine it does depend on what kind of studying they've done. Some people probably just say that they have a feeling or they have a gift, but do they? What if they're just charlatans?
Well,
Right.
I feel like I trust our intelligence as a group enough to know where we would be able to tell the difference.
Agreed.
And then we might also be able to ask if she or they recognize us?
Yes.
And maybe if they'll have information about our fifth.
We should have a sign of some sort that we can, you know, when it's time to leave.
Oh, if we're getting a bad feeling?
Yes. If we feel that they aren't being honest or something, because they could show us anything. They could show us something that isn't true.
Maybe we say, like, did you just hear an echo? Or something? I don't know.
Sure.
Or maybe it should be more subtle. But
No.
yeah, some kind of bad vibe.
We could go, oh, Bucephalus is calling.
Right.
Sorry.
One more thing before we go. You got that silhouette?
Yes.
Can I see it?
Sure.
So, when you pull out the silhouette, you notice that it's moved.
Oh, no.
Sorry. There's a little bit of a whisper.
It's whispering? Okay.
Sure.
It's unintelligible. However, you all realize some things at the same time. Something about this portrait being out and presented to the group. You're all drawn to it. And without understanding or hearing what it is saying, you begin to understand a little bit more of your situation. As the sands of time have fallen. We are at, I believe, 8 bursts?
I mean, we got plenty, yes.
Okay. I need you all to write these down because these are things you are beginning to understand about your condition as time is moving forward.
Oh boy.
Number 1. The undead creature, which is you, does not require air, food, drink, or sleep. And some of these things you have already discovered as you've gone on, but
What is it again? Food?
No air, food, drink, or sleep.
no sustenance of any kind.
Okay.
You do not need to breathe.
Okay.
That's chill.
That's helpful.
You don't know how you are understanding this, but the information comes to you unbidden, like a gift. And you hear, as if all the sound is sucked out of the room, the plinking of sands in an hourglass. Number 2, the undead creature can see within 60 feet into the ethereal plane while you are on the material plane.
Whoa.
You begin to see slowly appearing figures moving in the corner of your eye. Pale white visages of people, misty. And when you turn to look at them, you can't quite catch them. They're constantly there.
Is that at all times?
At all times.
Oh, that's trippy. Wow.
And number 3. You now have advantage on saving throws against any effect that turns undead. You are able to cast Speak with Undead at will without using a spell slot.
Okay, advantage on saving throws against turn undead.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious. And then speak with undead.
At will without a spell slot.
Speak with undead is not the same as speak with the dead.
No,
If we
I'm
find
sorry, it is Speak with the Dead.
Oh, speak with the
Yes.
dead. Okay, got it. Sure.
You can naturally speak with the undead,
yes,
but speak
okay.
with the dead, yes.
Copy.
Yeah.
At will.
At will.
Sick.
Well,
He's the dead guy.
It's a good question. And
wow.
Zoe, you specifically, when you're all looking at this portrait that's held out in the palm of your hand, you hear a whisper from it that you pick out, the rest of you don't. And this voice that feels so calming and familiar says to you, keep your humanity while you have the time. And then you are released from whatever trance pulled you together.
Okay.
You all stand in a circle with this portrait.
Those were 3 forces of time. Is that nice? 3 forces of time. Thank you to Cetar, Idaho Judd, and Black Kakari. Sitar for the Glimpse, and Idaho Judd and Black Hikari for each with 4 bursts. Thank you guys, it's incredible.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Yes, we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we get to kind of speak with Judd at will.
Well, that was odd.
Yeah, this picture didn't do that last time.
Definitely not.
No,
I
okay.
don't expect most portraits to move.
Do we think that's our 5th? I mean, I guess we just assumed it right away, but I guess, I mean...
The portrait?
I mean, it could be anybody, right? It's not us. We had kind of held it up and then kind of just decided it's not us. But the silhouette, do we think that's our mysterious 5th?
Do we think he's trapped in there?
Oh, I didn't think about that. I don't know.
Or just a portrait of the 5th?
Or it could
I
just be
assumed
a,
it was a
or something.
it could just be a portrait of someone our 5th thought was handsome. I don't know.
It's true. Does this person look familiar to anyone?
Nope.
I have an idea. It might not work. Can I see that?
Sure.
It hurts to part with it a little bit, but you do.
Paint, like actual?
Not physical.
Okay.
I want to try. So, Simon is a helper and an organizer, and he tries to cast, and he looks at this portrait, and even though he doesn't know he has this spell, I want to try locate creature.
Okay.
Locate creature, to be clear. Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense that the direction of the creature, or the direction to the creature's location, as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement.
Very good idea.
This spell can't locate a creature if running water of at least 10 feet wide blocks a direct path between you and the creature, or if it is a different form, such as being under the effects of a polymorph spell. This spell doesn't locate the creature. So...
You
yeah.
send your mind out like an arrow, shooting in a direction, and it's stopped. You don't know where this creature is, but you do know you are familiar with it.
So it's like I felt it. It's like I felt like the laser
tried.
start to...
And it couldn't. It got stopped by something.
What are you doing, Simon?
Yeah, okay.
What?
I think this is them.
The 5th?
Yeah.
Our 5th?
Because I think that should have worked.
Alright.
Because
but it didn't?
It started to work, and then it felt like a wall dropped. And like my mind was starting to like trace the red line on the map, you know? And then it went.
But why did that make you feel as though that was the 5th?
It's just something that I looked at this and tried to locate this person, and like my mind was gonna find them. Him or them, I can't tell.
Alright.
I don't know, I could still be guessing. This might just be their favorite cousin that we met one time. I don't know.
Well, shall we pack this up and travel to the fortune teller?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think we should just get on the road.
Does this mean we're going to have to go through the violent zombies outside the town? Excuse me very much.
You burp.
I did just burp. I did just burp. Bubbly water, I apologize.
You do remember something I believe Azira had told you, that although there are a massive number of violent undead out there in the southern lands, because you are also undead, the likelihood of them attacking you is very low unless you get very close to them or you incite an attack.
Okay. Good to know.
So don't run over one.
Copy that.
Or punch me in the face.
Or, I mean, you know, if you want to, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
I suppose we should just act as though we're undead. I know we are undead.
I mean, easy done.
But also, we're not very used to it.
Mm-hmm.
We could act as though. We could see what they're doing and just, like, do what they're doing.
All right.
I thought we were just gonna take the carriage.
Yeah, let's
Okay, let's do that. Yes.
That's
And the good news is that our horse is clearly undead.
Clearly.
Yes.
There's no meat on them bones.
All right.
All right.
Are we able to was the steel defender still in the carriage?
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't have to levitate it again.
I did just remember we have a shared house.
Right. There was something we remembered sitting at the table. We were dividing money.
And someone said something about a shared house.
Do you want to try to...
Do we want to try to see it
can we try to remember it?
first?
Before the fortune teller?
I will try and remember.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
No. I was able to look back up to the tower, and the tower gave me a layout, so...
And that was but the tower's now gone, right?
Yes. So I'm going to try and remember where this house is.
Okay, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
All right, let's go.
Do it.
Let's go, Ify. Ooh, that is going to be a dirty 20.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay. You sit there and you try and think, and you all watch as he morphs from this thoughtful posture into just a daze. Goes stiff. You remember, Lucyvian, there was a time when so proudly you had led them to your house in the city. And you had told them this was a good place for you to be in the meantime. But you knew, ultimately, if you wanted to make a name for yourself as adventurers, which you did, you had to find your own place that was stockpiled and had people taking care of it while you were gone. You knew there had to be a secondary house, a house fit for warriors such as yourselves. And you have this memory through your own eyes when you were younger of opening this creaky door to this 2-story brick house in the middle of a town that you know that you recognize, but you just can't quite come up with the name. But you walk over the threshold, and the sense of pride fills you because this is perhaps the only thing in your life that is truly yours, not gifted to you by your very adoring and generous father. This is something you did on your own. And it's not a mansion. It's a lovely manor house, but it is in disrepair. But it's yours. And you feel pride swell up in you, and you are so excited to share this with your party members that you got it. You saved, you purchased this house with your own money. And you're gonna fix it up, and you're gonna make it the best home. And there are these quick snapshots in your brain of different times, and you see them almost overlaid together in front of you, of all of you coming into the house, fixing it up, cleaning it, putting up your decorations, having raucous parties, destroying the house because you're drunk, fixing it back up again, having friends coming over, and you truly make it your own until it's this warm, inviting place where you all feel safe, and all of your weapons are laid out on the walls, and some trophies are displayed, and scrolls of valor and achievement from all these towns that you've saved are just everywhere. And then you can almost feel the warmth on your cheeks of the fireplace that's constantly roaring. And as you're pulled out of it, you still feel that heat on your face. And then it dissolves, and you realize, oh, this is the first time since you've woken up that you felt anything but cold. You remember, there was a house. You don't know where, but you remember the house.
Well,
Where did you just go?
Oh, to our house. Saw it. The inside of it, not the outside. So I couldn't tell you where it is, but I can tell you it was good. And we had lots of parties, and we had awards. We had our weapons on the wall. We built it up. It was our own.
Did we have friends?
We had friends.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't here.
I think it was.
It didn't look like Mechus.
I was worried that maybe the tower that got wiped out. Probably.
It wasn't the tower.
All right, good.
It wasn't here.
Yeah.
Or at least didn't look like it was here, so...
But it's out there somewhere.
I mean, if we're real lucky, it's in this town Sunfall where the fortune teller is. I mean, that would be
Well, we can go find
fortuitous.
out.
Yeah, I think we might have used up all our bad luck on dying, so we might as well give it a shot.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
So we're we're in the carriage.
Or yeah, I guess,
We don't need supplies.
Oh,
True
we
enough.
do need supplies.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Oh, we don't need supplies. Oh, we don't need anything.
Yeah.
You keep needing to remember that we don't get hungry and we don't get thirsty.
Well, that makes the carriage lighter.
I will
Indeed.
take some time and with my druid book and switch out good berry for something else.
Well, I mean, we could still eat it.
You could give it to someone
We
else.
just don't have to.
Listen, I love Goodberry because if your cleric is down, you can run over to him and throw Goodberry in his mouth and he's back up. But
That's true.
Truth.
I'm not playing.
Was that a
so-
threat?
No, it was not. What are you going to do with a cleric? It was me thinking about raspberries and how much I want one right now.
Raspberry sounds so
Right.
good.
A Jelly Belly. That's
I
raspberry.
think there's something.
I think I did have one.
I think there's something that feels good also about just getting ready, the four of us, and like putting armor on and just like, okay, back at it.
Yeah, it feels very
Time to
familiar.
get back at it.
The boys are back in town.
And they're
As
dead.
we're getting,
And they're dead.
Yeah.
That's our tagline.
dead boys are back in town.
And they're dead.
Amazing. As we're getting ready, Zoe sort of poses to Simon. Simon, do you think that this isn't a secret anyway? We're just talking. But
Why are you whispering?
I'm not. I was just wondering. Do you think it's a good thing that we don't remember? I mean, do you know? Like,
What are you worried
maybe
about?
it was awful. Maybe it's some kind of strange, I don't know, blessing. I mean, what if our lives were awful? What if something awful happened and I don't know. I mean, we did sort of, when we woke up, we're all here together and I don't know.
I mean, my visceral reaction is no, of course not, but I get what you mean. I mean, that when you start opening doors.
I mean, we could just make a life as it is, right? I'm just throwing it out there.
I considered that a few times yesterday, walking around trying to solve this mystery. I was like, oh, what if we just gave up and start our new routine of going to the market and buying food we can't eat and sitting around staring at each other, pretending to sleep.
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds...
Yeah, I mean that genuinely.
Okay.
So that we don't lose our minds. But I would say what would keep us up at night, but we can't really sleep, is the simple fact that I know within us right now, we all have the same question in our head. Why?
Sure.
We can always go and live a normal life, but I think none of that gets to start until we sit down and figure out why. We were adventurers. There was 5 of us. And something happened in this very town that I remember looking down from a tower that used to be there in pure shock and fear. Which means this must be something that I knew about. Because if it was just an explosion, my only memory would be, whoa, that thing blew up. But I feel like I couldn't see it. I couldn't visualize it. But the feeling that I had let me know that I looked down and I saw something or someone I knew about. I knew what was about to happen. I knew that this was going to be whatever this is.
And that wasn't a good feeling.
It was not. Because I wasn't happy. So while your fears are valid, I don't think we were a part of this. But I definitely think we were trying to stop it.
And I don't know if I could move forward with all these unanswered questions, not knowing what happened, not knowing who or where our fifth is. I think, for me at least, it would just be a constant feeling of something's missing.
Yes.
All right.
I know, though. I mean, literally everything about who we are is... the table's been flipped, you know? So, I mean, you're not wrong for asking yourself these questions, certainly.
I guess I just wonder, you know, as we're trying to remember about ourselves, what if we just... I just thought, what if we just find out from this moment forward? We could be anything we want to be. The slate has been cleaned. And...
that is true.
I don't know, I have such a bad feeling about that big black portal, and
yeah.
I don't know, it leaves me so unnerved, and
Well,
is it a problem? Is it hurting anyone? Everybody just stays away from it, yes? Is it actively doing anything?
I mean, it's possible that one thing that it probably did was turn all those hungry undead outside the city into monsters.
Who knows?
Who knows? You're right.
But I do know my curiosity would get the better of me.
All
So
right.
we need to solve this so that I can finally let it get the better of me and I walk into that portal myself.
Oh, do you think your house is in there?
I don't know, but I want to know what's in there.
God, I hope not.
I can't wake up next to that all day.
let's find out more
Yes.
about the pulsating darkness
Yes.
before we
And
go
we all
inside
go
of
inside. Yes. Okay, so we've all agreed after this, we will all go inside the
Well, hang on.
It seems like we've all agreed.
It all
We should
depends on what we
definitely
That
find
it
run
out.
won't
some
be-
experiments.
But we
This
would
is a
all...
Death Cab for Cutie song. Follow you into the dark.
Especially if we're all married, and...
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You don't know if you're a
This
polycule
is
or
true.
not.
Well, and possibly, I mean, you know, you could have a point that there could be an opportunity that we uncover something about ourselves that's bad, that we don't like very much. We have a memory. It's like, why did I make that decision? And maybe this is a chance to get better, be better people.
I suppose we could do both. We could be better people and find out other things from the past.
We need more information, that much is sure.
Right. And I think we're traveling. In the
Yeah, we can
carriage,
walk.
yeah? Are we traveling?
We could have gotten. We could
In the
have
carriage.
as we're getting the carriage and getting
Okay, great.
Bucephalus.
You're all having this conversation, leaving the tavern.
Mm.
And the barkeep just kind of gives you a limp wave.
Thank you.
And as you
Ta.
head to the carriage,
Ta.
Ta-ta.
you know you have to take the Steel Defender out. He's not at 100%, but he can walk.
Cool.
And you know he will not be able to ride in the carriage with you.
Did we decide on a name? Were we happy with
Rusty.
Rusty? We are good with Rusty.
Rusty.
All right. I mean, it's appropriate.
So, as you are mounting the carriage, and it lurches forward and Bucephalus begins to drive you to the entrance automatically, you hear a very faint whisper, and you know the voice. It's the one that usually accompanies the portrait. And it's this garbled something that they're saying over and over and over. And as you finally pass through the gates, you manage to finally make out what it's saying, in a voice that sounds almost in tears. It says, "Find me, please." Bucephalus stops outside the main gates on the road, and ahead of you, the land looks dark. It looks grim. This explosion charred a lot of the outside of the city.
And it hasn't grown over?
No, it hasn't. You see in the distance there are some trees. It seems like just within a certain mileage of the epicenter, nothing grows here. It's all dead. But Bucephalus is waiting, and you know, somehow you just know, he's waiting for directions.
Sunfall? Bucephalus?
He whinnies, and the little nub of bone that was his tail flicks, and he begins to slowly pull the carriage. And Bucephalus is obviously not a young horse. He goes rather slow, but
I'm gentle with him.
It's faster than walking.
Yeah.
That's for sure. It takes you quite a while to get there. Is there anything you would like to do in the meantime?
I think I'm just, looking out at the earth with it looking the way it does, and just, if it still looks like scorched earth even centuries later.
Yeah.
Did we decide to leave the stuff in the chest, or did we bring it?
I thought we grabbed most of it.
Oh,
Jurgen would not have let you leave it.
Oh, okay, we have it.
Yeah.
So I think so. I start to go through the items in the chest and sort of turn them over and inspect them, and
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a perception check for me?
I mean, okay.
Or an investigation. I will let you do whichever you prefer.
Yeah. Nat 20.
Nat 20! Okay. You take a second to look at these items, and you turn them all over in your hands, and you're starting to get a picture of the person that they belonged to. Specifically, with a dirty 20, my goodness, or a natural 20. The small pouch, that embroidered pouch, these items are used to throw. They're seeing. When you throw items, you read them like a fortune.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
Like rolling bones.
This is a thing that people do.
Oh, like
Sometimes
runes?
it's shells,
Or
sometimes
tea
it's
leaves.
runes.
Oh, I see.
This is a collection of a hodgepodge of items.
Okay.
So you know that this person did this very often.
Or like when people roll dice to decide how well they did about something. Just
Who would do
saying.
that?
Yes. Am I able to sense any? Like, are they magical at all, or are they just plain? Okay.
No, they're plain. The hunk of beeswax and the handful of animal teeth are, you think, spell components?
Yeah.
It seems like that.
The green glass bottle with the words "not to be taken" looks like it's something that would have been drenched on a weapon.
What does that mean?
Like a poison that you would put on a weapon before stabbing someone and poisoning them.
Oh, okay. But there's a small shard of metal inside?
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah. The brown vial of powdery liquid, you're not sure what it is. You think it might be some kind of potion that may have gone bad, but you can't quite parse what it is that's inside this bottle.
That's the powdery liquid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The dull gem.
Uh-huh.
The more you look at this gem, the more you begin to sense with your natural 20, it is not what it appears to be. Almost like there's a veil over it.
Okay.
And you can peel that veil of magic back. If you just...
So I'm not sure if I want to do this.
You're not sure you want to do what?
I feel like there's something in here being sort of protected, maybe, or hidden. All right, you do it. Hands it
You can't see it.
to Luce.
You can make an investigation or a perception check,
Do it,
or
do
now
it.
that you know that there is magic on it, you can make an arcana check. I will let you decide perception, investigation, arcana.
I'll do Arcana.
I'll guide you.
Oh, you give him some guys. That's
Guides.
a D4, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that is going. Rolled a 1 on that. Thank you for that, guys. Well, no, not a nat 1. I rolled a 1.
No, okay, thank goodness.
And then it's minus.
So, that that's a 23.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
15th level.
It takes you a minute. You have to squint and turn this thing over because for a solid second you're like, what is she talking about?
You
This
see
is
that, though,
just
yes?
like scuffed plastic. This is a costume jewelry, and there you see it. There's like a seam on the edge. It's like when you're looking at one of those magic eye portraits, you have to align your eyes just right to see it. And you can reach out and pluck that magic off.
You see it, yes?
You know, I was going to call you crazy.
The magic is so old that all you have to do is see it and pull it, and it disintegrates in front of you. And it is no longer just a plain costume jewel. This is a shard of obsidian. Shiny black.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Did anybody order a shard of obsidian?
Nope.
we should take
shard
good
of-
care of that. Probably it can be quite powerful.
Whatever it is must have been important to somebody.
It doesn't have a smell.
Why would you hide a rock by convincing someone that it was another rock?
Should I put it back in something to hide it? I feel like it wouldn't be hidden if it wasn't valuable, yes?
Right?
Oh, I don't think we have to worry about any of us losing that, so I guess keep it in your bag.
As long as it doesn't attract something, I don't know. I mean, but
Right,
whatever it was, if it was super important to our fifth. This is the thing. If our fifth member is just, well, hang on. I was about to ask if our fifth member was up walking around, going about their everyday business, why didn't they go grab their stuff? But then I remembered what our friend Jurgen said, which is that only I can open that door.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were in charge.
Do you mind if I take a look at the obsidian?
Sure.
I just want to do a little nature check on it.
Sure, roll me a nature.
Just want to see what it's about, if there's anything extra on it. 19.
Nice.
You ponder on the nature of obsidian itself. It's a rather rare commodity because natures tend to become amplified through obsidian, and it can also be used to trap things. Obsidian is very rare and very expensive.
We need to take good care of this.
I agree. And the roll of hide, do I see anything with that?
Make me a medicine check.
Okay. Because I was gonna...
I find myself, I keep...
Oh boy. 15.
You have no idea what this could be from. It looks like no animal you've ever seen.
Which one's this? This is the
The roll of hide.
And,
How big is it?
yeah.
Measurements.
We're not talking about a full bolt.
No, it's not a full bolt. It's a hefty,
Make a coat.
roughly cut rectangle, and it looks like someone has tried to make the sides even, but they're a little wobbly.
Okay.
A little bit bigger than parchment paper.
How about the hunk of beeswax?
Hunk of beeswax.
Hunk of beeswax.
Yeah, that's all.
Don't
it
eat
is.
it.
Beeswax is malleable, yes?
Mhm.
So how much do I have?
It's like a block.
Okay. So I'm going to stick the shard of obsidian inside the beeswax.
It smells really good. Still, after all
We'll
these
just
years.
keep it in here. We all know it's in here, yes?
Yeah.
Just in case. I mean, who has use for beeswax?
I mean, wizards do apparently.
People.
You said it sounded like a spell component? Yeah,
Yeah.
or something.
But perhaps not this entire block.
No.
Giant block.
I mean, I think that's a good way to keep it safe for now.
All right.
I was just gonna say, I don't know, I guess I need to watch myself because I find myself even right now thinking of our fifth member in like suspicious terms. Who are they? What did they take from us? Why did they do this to us? And I mean, why did I could be way off.
They might be trapped where we were for the last 400 years.
And if that that silhouette is them, I mean, it sounds like
When we woke up on that cliffside, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
did we see any imprints of anyone else? Did we see anything else disturbed?
We looked around pretty
Right.
thoroughly, I
Thought
think.
maybe they woke up before us and
I wondered that too,
either didn't see us or something.
but that wouldn't explain why we didn't remember them.
That's true.
Because I woke up and I said, there's my friend Lucyvian, there's Rivers, there's Zoe.
That's true.
So that doesn't explain everything. But I know, when did the break happen? Did it happen before? Because again, that goes back to the questions of why us, why now?
The candlestick with 2 wicks. Is it just a candlestick with 2 wicks?
You think, with your nat 20, this might be used in some kind of ritual, but you're not sure what. It's certainly something beyond your knowledge.
All right. It's a funny looking candlestick. Sorry. Continue.
No,
I'm
you're
just
fine.
still investigating.
I'm just talking out loud.
And now I'm opening the pamphlet and just kind of reading about Sunfall.
The leaflet for this fortune teller says they're a part of a circus. And the leaflet is in...
Wait, who's part of the circus?
This fortune
This
teller
fortune
is.
Oh, the
teller.
fortune
Yeah.
teller. Okay.
The
one
leaflet
over
is
on
in
the
this beautiful purple hue. It's very tattered. It looks like it's soft now. The paper is really soft because it's been in someone's pocket. It's been worn down. But you can still read it. It's still legible. And there's this cream-colored font all over it and this drawing of this tent on the front and all of these stars around it. It says, "Come to Maestro Parmini. Have your future read."
Maestro Parmini.
Maestro Parmini.
Love it. Sounds
Sounds
like an excellent
delicious.
Italian dish.
I will have the Maestro Parmini, please.
The veal or the chicken.
Yeah.
Extra parm on the Parmini.
Hold the Parmini.
Just the Maestro.
Come to Maestro Parmini what?
Get your fortune told, see your future.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
Okay.
I don't remember what I said. And I didn't write it down.
It was brilliant,
Okay.
whatever it was.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, all right.
The inside of the pamphlet is just, here are other things you could do at the circus, but Maestro Parmini is the thing front and center.
You told us the story about your wound, right? In your druid enclave. Do you remember where that was?
A forest somewhere.
A forest somewhere? No, I didn't have any, like, identifiers.
Just a big cat that bit you.
And a lot of trees.
Right.
And druids helping me.
I was just thinking, as looking all around, I can't imagine that they'd be too happy about what happened here.
As you get further in, and at this point you have been traveling for several hours, it's about a little past noon, you have gotten far enough that you are outside of the blast radius. Outside of whatever radius it is that has started to decimate the countryside. And you see, even though it's still gray skies, very cloudy, just a smattering of a sprinkle, the grass starts to turn a little bit green. It's struggling. It looks like it hasn't seen the sun in a very long time, but there's nature, there's life here still, even amidst all the death. There are tiny white flowers dotting the countryside with blues and pinks and yellows. There are trees off in the distance, looming massive evergreens that look like they've been growing for forever. But they're alive, and they're swaying in the breeze and drinking up the rain and growing impossibly taller. And you see birds in the sky, migrating in a V. Somewhere else, somewhere sunnier, warm, and safe. There is life here still, even with all of this darkness and death that surrounds you still.
Were the birds undead?
You can't tell from here,
Okay.
but there's nothing like falling off of them,
Okay.
and they look like full silhouettes.
Okay.
Skeletal birds.
Yeah.
Do we see any of the undead roaming around?
Not yet, you haven't,
Okay.
but
Do we feel them?
No, you don't feel them, but can everyone make me a perception check?
Would love
Sure.
to. Oh boy. Any advantage?
You do.
Yeah,
some
you all have
advantages.
advantage.
Yes.
Okay.
You have...
Kiki, you have.
Oh, hey Nat 20, what's up?
You have an advantage from the Black Kakari.
27, nice.
Thank you, the Black Kakari.
I rolled a nat 1.
Wow. Well, we're just offsetting things.
You're so deep in your thoughts. You just...
I am. I'm looking at those birds.
Yeah.
Roll a 12.
I rolled an 8.
8, wow.
My passive was
It's
higher than what I
all.
rolled.
You're all pretty
my-
consumed with
yeah.
your thoughts.
My passive perception is 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with your nat 20 on your perception, you don't see anyone nearby. You're on what is might have been a cobblestone road at one point, but it's been so worn down that the stones have kind of sunk into the earth a little bit. You see the remnants of a tiny town in the distance, but it looks like it's just destroyed. Buildings just toppled. You're not sure what. It's not like freshly burning, but you don't see any undead yet.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not sunfall on towards the town.
Well, let's go find out, shall we?
Your horse is still moving.
Yeah.
Bucephalus is not stopped.
Bucephalus seems to know where he's going.
All right.
Can I? Okay, I mean, the fact that Bucephalus knew what sunfall was, all I had to do was say the word.
Yeah.
Can I remember anything about sunfall?
Make me a wisdom save.
Will do. Let's give it a shot. Not great, but I have pretty good wisdom, so hang on a second. 14.
Take 10 points of psychic damage.
There that is. Ow.
Simon,
Yeah.
tell me about your favorite food. Jelly beans?
There's jelly beans on the table.
We have a bowl of jelly beans. Use what you have.
Fantasy jelly bean?
Really like, no, there was this, they called themselves a bistro near the town square, and they made, speaking of which, speaking of Parmini, they made a really thinly breaded lemony chicken dish.
Ooh.
With, you could get it with pasta, you could get it with broccoli, and it was breaded, so you know it wasn't super good for you, but it was thin enough that you're like, no, this is still really, really good, and it would just sop up that lemon sauce, and I could eat it every day.
Simon. You all see him just get lost in the sauce. Literally. You are dropped into this memory. There's one waitress that was your absolute favorite. She knew you by sight. She knew to get this lemon chicken ready as soon as she saw you coming down the street.
And her name was Crystal.
Hi,
Just
honey.
kidding.
Her name was Crystal. She's very cute. Actually, she's a much older woman. Her sister is actually the one that runs this bistro and started it. She's a halfling, and her name is Lucy. And Lucy, you are saying hello to people on the street in Mechus, and everyone seems to know who you are here. And they're excited to see you. They're happy. Everyone calls your name. And when you go to sit on the street in this little iron chair at a little iron table, Lucy comes out, and her wild salt and pepper hair is held up, questionably, barely, and her apron is just an absolute mess. There's marinara just all down the front. And she comes to your table, slaps it, and she says, Simon.
Lucy, how are you?
Oh, you know. Bad ankle, bad back, bad eyes, bad hearing.
Is there anything I can do?
No.
You sure? Yeah. I might be able to help the hearing at least.
I'm old, Simon. You can't stop time. I am just an old woman, and I am happy to be an old woman. I've survived this long.
You make it look better than most.
Flatterer.
Well.
What's the occasion today? You don't have your friends with you. It's just you.
No, I guess, guess I felt like having a moment of solitude.
I understand. Sometimes my sister, I need a break.
Yeah,
She
that's
can
all
be
right.
catty.
That's all right. I mean, you know.
Don't tell her I said that.
I wouldn't dare. Don't worry.
I have it cooking. It's going to be ready. Let me go check.
You
And
know
she
me so
just
well.
hurries away to go get your lemon chicken. And when she comes back, she sets it down. She gives you a little glass of white wine to go with it.
Oh my god.
On the house. Just enjoy!
I'm still gonna leave a good tip no matter what.
No.
Okay.
You do, I'll throw it somewhere else. I was going to say in the gutter, but then it would get dirty.
Don't you dare.
I'll donate it. In your name.
Fine.
Fine. Thank you for the donation to a children's charity that I'm going to find.
Sounds good.
Fantastic.
Thank you for the donation for the chicken. Of the chicken.
You deserve it. You're working so hard, I never see you anymore.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You're doing good for this city. It's about time.
Trying.
We needed someone. For a long time. Not that, they've been doing fine, you know. But someone who understands the people. I mean, you took in that kid. You helped him. He's been doing so much better since you took him in. He's a smart kid. Just a little hurt by the world. And you know, that can really, really damage some people.
Yeah. Yeah, the world can be a cruel place.
Yeah.
It's not all lemon chicken.
No, I wish it was, but then I'd be much larger than I am now. And she pats her stomach. So how is that boy? And she says a name, and it sounds like static. You just can't.
I'm sorry. Sorry, what'd you say?
The boy that you took in his name, and then she says it again, and it's garbled and jarring, and it almost pulls you out of the memory. This name that you can't hear, that you can't understand.
I worry about him.
He's a good kid, but man, if I had gone through what he had gone through, I would be a menace. In the streets, tearing everything down. Not really, I'm a little small for that, but...
I'm sure you could cause plenty of trouble if you
Oh, I could, and I have. Well, look. Simon.
Yeah.
Don't worry about him. He's a good kid. He's smart. He'll be alright. He's got you guys. He's got a good group of people.
Just hope I don't let him down.
You won't. You? No, Mr. Perfect. Anyways, you eat. I'm just blabbering on. It's gonna get cold. Eat.
Thank you.
Eat.
Okay.
Alright. She starts to walk away. And outside of the memory, you start playing that sound over and over and over, trying to get the name from whatever garbled mess of sound this is. And you pull out of the memory. And you all see him kind of lean.
Ow.
Did you just fall asleep?
No. Memory tornado.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
Lemon chicken.
Lemon chicken.
Lucy's lemon chicken.
Okay, because the way you're coming back, I thought it might be a memory hurricane. Like you're in pain. But the lemon chicken, that's a good memory.
Do we know who Lucy is?
Anything worth?
She said something. She was a woman who ran a bistro in town. She knew me. She knew us.
Okay.
She thought the world of us.
All right.
But she said something about a boy that we took in. And then she said his name, and it was like the name was scrubbed with like steel wool.
Oh.
And you couldn't hear it. And then she said it again, and again, it was like it was erased.
Yeah.
He was a boy that we rescued? Or took in or helped?
I don't quite have something like that, but in my memories, there's always details missing. When I was a baby, I couldn't see my parents' face. I couldn't hear my mother's voice. I don't know if it's connected. I don't think my mother has anything to do with what's going on. I feel like that was just a way to punish me, but
that makes sense, right? Because,
yes.
I mean, memories aren't held in little glass boxes where they're all separate from each other, right? One memory will tie you to one memory. Lemon Chicken will remind you of a song that reminds you of your uncle that sends you down another place. So that makes sense. You can't just pull one thing out and expect all the lines to hold.
Did you just say lemon chicken?
Yeah, sorry, I've been thinking about lemon. I know I'm not hungry, but that sounds so good right now.
Did you eat it in your memory? Do you remember what it tasted like?
I was just starting to. It tasted really good. It was crunchy, but it was soft at the same time.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I know we just woke up 400 years later, but I don't think we forgot how memories work.
No.
When I was thinking back to our place where we live, I could feel the warmth on my face. And when I came to, I felt the coldness, the lack thereof. We remember memories. We don't usually feel them. Something is happening.
That's why it's all gone.
Yes.
That's why it's all gone from up here.
Yes.
Because you can't just delete, whatever that means. You can't just hit a button. You can't just erase.
Exactly. Unless someone used some magic. But it seems like the more we investigate, the more we learn. So we have to look up what did it say, Mastro Parnini?
Yeah. Yeah, because eventually, hopefully it'll be like a puzzle where you can tell what's missing. You can tell what it is by the shape of what's missing, like a silhouette.
Trying to think.
Do you think...
I was just saying... Remember something.
Well, I was going to ask if we thought that the boy might be our friend?
I think so.
Maybe try and remember him. Try and trigger one of your thought tornadoes.
She'll say it and she'll think about
yourself.
Okay, Coleman, calm down. Tornado.
She'll think about the portrait and the obsidian and the beeswax and see if any of those pieces form anything in her mind.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Yup.
Got it. You got it. You have advantage if you want it.
And I will also, especially since I said try and trigger one of your thought tornadoes.
What are you going to try and...
Oh, there it is.
I have an ability I want to give to you, which is, let me get the right name,
Is it the one that like buffs a specific ability?
It gives +4, yeah.
To any thought tornado.
To any thought tornado.
Very specific.
Yes, Flash of Genius. When you or another creature you can see within 4 feet of you makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add +4 to the roll.
Sick.
I appreciate that. That turns my 16 into a dirty 20.
Okay. You all watch your friend Rivers go stiff and Rivers. Very apt. You are sitting on a riverbank. Behind you, your friends are camping. You look over your shoulder. You see Zoe, Simon, Lucyvian all gathered around this fire. And they have already started pitching tents. Zoe needs a little help with hers. but
I was going to say Rivers is definitely the best camper of
Yeah.
the four of us.
between the group of you, you all managed to make quite a nice little camp for the night. You know, you are on some kind of mission, on some kind of adventure with these people that you love, and someone is about to start cooking something and you're looking forward to it, and you turn and you look back to the river and you see in your hand the flesh color again. No longer gray. The colors seem brighter and softer here, and there's beautiful sunlight streaming through and sparkling across the surface of this river. You're whittling something, and you are trying to make it look like a horse. But what you're really making is a very pointy stick. And you feel a hand on your shoulder. And you want so badly to look up. You want so badly to look up into his sweet face. But it's like someone's holding you. And your muscles strain, but you can't. And this voice that fluctuates between different people, like it can't quite focus on the correct voice, is telling you how to whittle these ears, how to cut through the center, and how to be careful that your fingers don't get in the way of your whittling. And these hands circle around you, and they begin to guide you on how to cut. And it slowly begins to look like a creature and less like a stick. These hands, soft, tan skin, impeccable nails, larger than your hands. Very comforting. Someone you trust enough to get this close to you and surround you, literally, with their body. You can't see his face, but you know. And this long strand of long white hair slides down the side of your head. And you remember he had long hair because he liked to braid it, and he let you. And you try and look up at him because you know in this memory you do. You turn and look up at him and you're laughing because he's made this look like a creature instead of just a stick that you've taken off the ground. He's done it and he's taught you, but you can't look at his face. Something is holding you, keeping you from doing it. The muscles in your neck are straining, and when you come out of it, when you snap out of this image, all of the muscles in your neck hurt. Oof.
You okay?
Oh boy.
Well, overall, it was a really good memory, but it felt like someone was holding my head in place because he was right there, and I knew he was right there.
And you couldn't quite look up.
I couldn't look up at all. The muscles in my neck, I was trying, and it just.
What was he? What were the two of you doing?
Well, we were all camping, and I was trying to whittle a horse, and it did not look like a horse. And he put his arms around me and helped me make it look not quite like a horse, but way better than it was, yeah. But I saw his hands, and they were very clean and soft and tan, and I saw his long white hair.
So while you're saying this, Lucyvian's pacing and like scratching his chin.
You are still in the carriage, so you can't quite pace, but you have the energy of a pacing man.
He's tapping.
Tapping your leg.
His leg's tapping, and he's like scratching his chin. He's getting excited because he feels like he might have a chance to get closer to crack this. So sorry. Continue.
I remembered that he let me braid his hair. Though I was
So he had long hair.
Long hair.
Yes.
Just like the silhouette.
And it was white. And impeccable nails. Very well groomed for camping.
Oh, so
Okay.
sort of
Tan skin, long hair,
White hair.
long white hair,
Well, if he's-
impeccable clean nails.
tan skin from the sun, or tan skin born that way.
Oh, baby.
It's a mix of both.
There's a start. It's a start.
Well,
Anyone who has tan skin has been working outside. They wouldn't have lovely hands.
It's a perfect start.
Well, unless he just, enjoys the outdoors but doesn't work outdoors.
Sure.
Great.
That was a good manicurist.
You might have given me the tools to finish a painting. And at that time,
I would think.
Lucyvian is going to try and remember the exact memory that he had and try and fill in he felt the hand, he was never able to look at it, but he's like, now I know what it looks like, so I can push it in my brain. He's gonna try and use clues to try and rebuild that memory.
It's like a, what do you call it?
Guess who?
No, the sketch, like a criminal sketch
Yeah.
artist, a court sketch artist,
Yes.
where you're like, you just give them details and they go, this? And you go, yes or no.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yes,
as you
before he
and
tries, he
this.
goes, Rusty, come here.
I was gonna say, I forget that Rusty has been
Yeah,
walking
he's
next
just
to the cart the whole time.
And he like
And he keeps up with the cart really well, so he just
Alright,
kind of
good.
inches closer and keeps walking.
he sticks his fingers in his neck and like deals around so he can have the oil and grime, and so he can try and trigger a sense memory, and then he sniffs it
Love it.
as he tries to remember this.
Okay.
And then he wipes it under his eyes.
Whoa, he's getting into it.
It's time to remember things. What did you want me to
Play
roll?
some football.
My memory face
Wisdom
on.
saving throw.
Don't fail me now.
You got it.
Oh, nice. Dang, that is going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20s. Perhaps it's easier because you have already had this memory triggered. When you come back to the memory, you see everything just a little bit clearer. You see a little bit more details. You see a little bit more in your own hands, in the floor behind you, below you, the grain of the wood. Things are slowly coming into focus. And you hear that voice, and you try and turn your head. It hurts. Something is trying so hard to keep you from looking. You get a sliver of his face. If he...
Oh my God.
I'm so worried about
Oh my god!
I'm like, hurry up, talk faster!
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Alright.
Lucyvian, you get a sliver of his face. That's all you can get because something is trying its hardest to keep you from looking. You get this much of his face and you see one very light brown, almost honey-colored eye. Long lashes. Round, large eyes. And he's looking down at you with concern, and you can see this part of his face is curled up like this, like he's smiling gently at you. And he has these thick, flat eyebrows, and his expression is one of a friend, maybe making some kind of a joke, but it's soft features.
All right. So coming back, because okay, man. Honey brown eyes.
Either, huh?
He's kind of
Hang on,
sexy.
let him get it out.
He has soft features. His face very. I couldn't see much.
You saw
Don't recommend trying to force it.
Yeah.
It hurts.
You looked really freaky.
Yes, I won't
All
be
right.
looking right for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a muscle in your neck that when you turn just the right way, there's this sharp
Alright,
sting of
everybody.
pain.
But I got a little bit more of his face.
All right.
No name, but
a honey brown eye.
Honey brown eye.
Did he look younger than us?
Do you look younger?
A little bit, but not like a child.
Because in my memory, she said we took in that boy. So I'm sorry.
Yes, a little bit, but I don't think this is the child that we're looking for.
But how young was that boy?
Don't know. She just called him a boy.
All right.
I guess we don't really have a timeline of all these memories.
No.
Goodness, that's
the thing
right.
is, with memories, they're not always accurate.
That is also true.
They're just, maybe sometimes they feel like a memory, but you just, yourself just went in and tried to force being able to see this person, and they were keeping you from seeing them, or you were keeping yourself from seeing them. Maybe we either don't want to see it because we're trying to protect ourselves, or there's some kind of magical hold on us that we can't see them.
I'm going to say the latter. I don't remember having much memories that were holding me back. Dreams, completely different. I have many dreams where I try and punch my enemies and I can't. It's just too
It's like
heavy.
marshmallow cream.
And you're like, why am I doing, or, you know, a fight or flight, and you can't run because it feels like your feet are moving slow. Dreams, yes. Memories, no. Memories usually happen, and even when I tweak them, make them fantasies. Yes, no, not the same.
Sure.
I just realized that we don't dream anymore, and that just bummed me out.
On this lull, Simon, with your high natural perception,
22.
you realize Bucephalus is slowing down.
Okay.
It's gotten later into the evening. The sun has just begun to set. It's still drizzling, still cloudy and gray. You are at a small town. You've been so focused on these memories that your attention has been inward, but outward with your 22. This small town is still technically standing, but the timbers look worn in these homes. The curtains are tattered. There are no lights on. And it's close to a hilly range that disappears up into mist, into fog. However, not too far from where you are right now, where Bucephalus is slowly coming to a stop, is a pretty well-maintained, beautiful purple tent. Circular on the top, coming to a point, and draping down.
That certainly doesn't look like it's been sitting there for 400 years, or sitting there unmanned.
It looks well maintained.
Yeah. By the way, totally side note, while on this long ride, could Simon have been re-stringing his lute?
Sure, absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
Cool. I forgot to say that.
You do also notice there are handfuls of lit candles around the what would be the entrance of this.
That's the closest thing to a
tent.
sign of life that we've seen this whole time. No other skeletons or otherwise walking around.
Make me a further perception check. And I'm assuming you point out that everyone else can make me a perception check if you'd like.
You got it.
Above a 10, please.
Is it advantage?
You
can
do
if you use it.
have Kiki, you have advantage from City Racing Girl.
Thank you, City Racing Girl. Dirty 20.
I got a 17.
4.
I got
You're so focused on
your
the
neck
drawing.
really hurts.
Yeah.
I got a 19.
19.
Yes.
Okay. Basically everyone but Lucyvian, who is so focused on what's just happened to him, understandably.
Cuticles well.
In this small town, it's just kind of a handful of buildings. It looks like there's maybe one post office kind of building. There's one, what would have been maybe a grocer, and then homes around it. There's not much sign of life. You see in the distance tiny figures on the horizon, ambling about. Far enough away, they're not going to be a problem, you don't think. And you do see, in town, a few skeletons. Some are leaned up against doorways, some are half in homes, some are half buried.
Oh.
Not moving.
Not moving.
Okay.
None of these skeletons are
Is it
moving.
Halloween?
No.
Is there a giant
Is it
15-foot
All Hallows
tall one?
Eve?
Like you
Can I get a pumpkin spice latte?
Home Depot?
Yeah, no, I wish. Just kidding, there's one giant 12-foot skeleton.
Yes!
Just
And he's got a
standing
top
there.
hat.
Yep.
It's really weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more thing about our dream friend that we can't quite see.
Mhm.
Do we think they're human?
I'd say so.
Yeah, neither of you got anything scaled or outside of the human range of skin tones.
Taller than me.
Yeah.
Human adjacent at
Human
least.
adjacent. All right.
Like human hands,
Good
but
to
we
know.
didn't have a good.
No horns. And there's no
Well,
horns in the silhouette.
Couldn't see any
Right.
horns. Can't see the ear shape.
So,
You probably already said this, but is the town deserted, or is the town like?
you
Like,
don't
like-
see anyone.
There's lit candles
No, but
over
like,
by the
does
tent.
everything look like it was just left there, or does it look like it was destroyed and people had to leave because they died or something?
It doesn't look like a battle or anything
Okay,
took
no
place
battle.
here.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Let's start with the tent. Let's go to the obvious place first, and then, I mean, post office or... I keep forgetting. I want to make sure I don't forget this, that we can now see at all times 60 feet into the ethereal plane.
Yeah. On the very periphery of your vision, you still see this ghostly figures just moving about.
Is it more or less dense here in this small town than it was like on the path?
Great question. It is very dense in this town.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
This is unsettling. I don't like this.
There are many shapes moving around you, and as soon as they get to about here in your vision, they disappear, but they're all here.
Well, I don't know that we are alone,
Nope.
even though
All right, well,
it feels like we are.
that's a good sign though. The lit candles. So let's head over to the tent.
Sure. Is your neck okay? Is your neck okay?
It'll be a bit stiff, but progress.
You kind of have to do the Batman turn where you can't quite turn your neck, so you have to turn your whole body.
A bit stiff,
Yeah.
but progress loosens my neck.
Doesn't it for
Nothing
all of
loosens
us?
your neck like progress. Yeah, let's go to the tent.
Okay. You go over to the tent, and from inside you hear very soft music being played on a lute. Once you're up close, you can also tell this tent has been repaired many times. And it looks like someone has tried to find fabric of the same color, but they have run out of options at a certain point, so most of it is purple, but you can see now the very edges look like they're just whatever fabric they could get.
Ho there! Is this the tent of Maestro Parmini? We are looking for some help.
As you say this, invisible hands pull the curtains back. And inside you see a small circular room. There is a desk, several cushions laid out in a circle with an empty space in the middle, many candles in here. It's a little bit larger on the inside, probably by magic, and there's a curtain in the back. It looks like there might be further rooms behind it, but no one in here currently, though the curtain has opened for you.
Hello?
Hello?
Should we just go in?
I guess.
Well, it's kind of rude, no?
To go in or to not go in? We've
To
been...
just go in. Oh,
It
well,
felt
the
a little
curtain,
like a
the door
welcome.
curtain did open.
Open.
All right, shall we?
Okay.
Guess
we
I guess
go in.
there's no choice but to go in.
You go in, and the curtain slowly closes behind you.
Don't be worried, don't be worried.
Rivers is gonna touch the curtain to make sure it can.
It moves. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you get the sense that whatever this is mostly for show, but also just to open the door and close it behind guests.
It's very...
Do I have any sense of, like, good magic or not good magic?
Are you using an ability?
I don't know, maybe.
You can try and
You got see invisibility or anything?
yeah. Do you have like a detect magic spell?
God, do I not?
I do, but it'll take 10 minutes.
Okay, never mind. I have no. I can't believe that. What kind of a wizard am I?
Just kidding.
A
Well,
great
wizard
one.
focused on other things.
Yeah.
The room itself is actually quite beautiful.
Okay.
There's heavy drapery along the ceiling and down the walls. There are little trinkets here and there, decorations, portraits on the walls, hanging on the curtain. And after a beat, a voice comes from behind the curtain, behind the desk. I'm so sorry for this accent I'm about to do.
it.
Do
Never apologize.
Never run. Never run.
A gentle, deep voice comes from behind the curtain and it says, "Good evening." And the curtain pulls back, revealing a figure, draped in heavy robes, wearing a mask that covers their whole face. You cannot see any part of their body. Their hands are hidden in these long sleeves.
Right.
Hello, people. How very lovely.
Hello.
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 We're we
Traveling through?
We came from Mechus.
Oh, you poor things. Dangerous.
Are you Maestro Parmini?
Yes. You may just call me Parmini.
All right.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
May I read your fortunes?
Yes, feel free.
Yes? Ah.
That would be we're people
Fantastic.
greatly in need of some some guidance, I guess, or any
Very
kind of
large hand. I do not read palms.
Oh.
However, please sit.
Okay.
And they motion you towards the circle of pillows. And they come and sit with you. And they're very graceful. When they land, it's almost like a bird landing.
I think I'm remembering kind of what Zoe said about, charlatans or anything like that, but it's probably real hard to roll an insight check on somebody with a mask.
Yeah, the mask is painted like a facsimile of a face.
Oh, that's so
but it's
creepy.
Hard, it's hard to
No.
tell. And from underneath the robe, a hand finally appears. And this hand is not hidden by anything anymore. You can see it's almost skeletal. The skin is sucked straight close to the bone. But they begin to put down a series of cards. I will do 2 readings for you. It has been so long. I am so pleased to have someone here.
We're so pleased you're here.
Yes.
What is your name?
Oh, I'm Simon Fogbranch.
And you?
Zorhanna.
Zorhanna.
Lucyvian.
Lucyvian, very nice.
Rivers.
Hello, Rivers. Now, who would like to choose first? Oh, I'm so excited. It has been so long.
What do you want to do? I'll go.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay. Simon, choose a card.
I will take the second from the left.
This one?
Yep.
Read to me what that is.
Look, I'm not an experienced tarot reader, but I know a little. And I got the tower.
Oh, okay.
And that is not great normally.
Parmini turns this card over. The tower.
That doesn't look great.
My goodness, what a place to start.
It looks like an exploding tower, strangely.
What have you all been through?
Well, it's hard to tell.
We're not sure.
We don't remember.
Okay, well, you saw a younger sibling in him. Someone with a lot of pain and sadness and nowhere to put it. You, Simon, better than most. You know that kind of sadness, and it will wear you to the bone without aid.
Okay.
Who is next?
I guess I'll go.
Which would you like?
I would like the 4th one from the left.
This one?
No. Yes.
Pass that over. Tell me what the card is.
The Hanged Man.
Oh boy.
Okay.
very chill.
Super chill.
Fermina turns it over, gives this dry, rattling laugh. My goodness, quite a spread you have here. My. He watched over you very carefully, did he not? Near the end, it almost became too much for you, hovering. Needed you for something. He was doing something grand, something larger than life, and it made you feel uneasy, whatever it was.
Thank you.
I do not know what it means, I am just reading.
Sorry. So, I mean, I know you're just this he that you keep...
I sense that you had another. I am reading your relationship to this person that is missing.
Okay, alright.
They are missing, right? I did not overlook them.
No, we are looking for someone.
Yes, you're very correct.
Ah.
Yeah, I guess I...
I only know what the cards tell me.
Okay.
Alright.
And you? Noble creature, noble man.
Yes, I'll go right in between the two that they picked. Alright, we're ready for our secrets.
You!
The magician.
You were his mentor.
Oh.
You had been teaching him something. Something in that book that you have. You had been teaching him some kind of magic, and you were thrilled to find him very capable as a student. Very adept. He could have made a very powerful mage someday if he could learn to control himself. And last but not least, with us.
I'll take the far one.
Ah, what a card.
The lovers.
Perhaps romantically, perhaps not. But you loved him very deeply. You found in each other a deep connection, and you looked forward to spending your final days together. You have a deep love and affection, and a need for it. And so did he. And you found it in each other. It must be so sad to lose this person that meant so much to all of you. I'm so sorry. Do you know where he is?
We don't know who he is.
Is it... I'm not quite sure how this works, but is it possible to draw a card for him?
Yes, I think I can. No. No, this card is for all of you. It cannot be for him. Judgment. All of you, he is your responsibility. He was younger than you, and though he had been through so much, there was still so much that you all had to teach him to be able to survive. You should have helped him before it was too late. The only other card in this reading.
Wow. No big deal.
Do not get much from this card. The Fiend. I see a darkness. That does not explain much, but this is out there. This is not a card for you. This is a person out there waiting.
One singular person?
Yes.
Are they on this plane of existence?
Yes.
I I think we can safely assume that whoever that person is either means us harm or means our friend harm.
An easy deduction.
Wait, and I'm sorry, maybe I'm making one jump too far, but this person you feel is not our friend.
I do not know. The cards do not tell me.
Could be one and the same, or could not.
Yes.
I'm holding something back because she's right here.
What?
You can tell I'm thinking something. I want to say something, but I start and then I'm like, nope. There's still a stranger in the room.
What do you mean that you do not remember?
We don't have any of our memories.
None.
We woke up yesterday.
Can I ask? Is Parmini undead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Skeletal
Her hand
hands.
is
Oh,
skeletal.
right. That's right. Yes.
When you say you woke up yesterday, is this some kind of joke?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
We woke up dead yesterday.
Undead
yesterday, and we're starting to remember things. But this friend you're talking about, this person that was our responsibility, it's like they've been carved out of our memories.
Okay. And you notice, as Parmini is listening, they begin to set up another hand. If you will permit, the cards, they want to guide you, give you path.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to go reverse order this time?
No,
Oh.
I read these.
Oh, okay.
These are
Please.
for me. These cards, they tell me of a past, of things that you have done and the places you must go now in the future.
Okay.
This card gives me an image. The card is Justice. The town beside us is Riverside.
Riverside. Okay.
Small town, very, very lovely. You are not far from Sunfall here. You were here before. You came to the circus. I see something in town for you.
In Riverside?
We're looking for a home. A home that's ours. That we thought was in a small town.
Yes. Yes.
I do not see a home here for you.
Okay.
You must go into Riverside. Something you have done, some choice that you made here in this town affected your future. Affected where you are now. And the next card that they pull is the Hierophant. The next place you went in your final days, you Sunfall. Long ago, there was a cult there. Many people did not go to Sunfall because they started to grow, become powerful. I think you may have been the band of adventurers that helped the town.
We are adventurers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, is this still Sunfall, or is Sunfall?
This is in Sunfall.
But are we in Sunfall?
No, you are on Riverside. You are right outside Riverside.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Yeah, good. Sorry if I don't want to hold up the reading, but I have just a few questions
You
about
have many.
this cult. What was their whole, I guess, deal? What were they into? What were they trying to accomplish?
And they take the card and they look very closely at it. I see greed. And I see power. Someone attempting to take power under the guise of aid. They did not like it's a big town. Mechus.
Mechus, yeah.
They did not like it, and the god they prayed to there, that the town was named after, Mechus, god of progression and mechanics. They did not like him. They thought he was an anathema to nature. That is all I get from the card.
Thank you.
The next card, and they flip over the moon. Oh, this one, very sad to me. The town of Denton is a beautiful place. It was known for their festivals and alcohol and other things that you consume at a party. Very lively. Something happened in the town. I do not know. It is a sad place now. They call it the Weeping City. Do not, well, go there. But be warned. There is a lot of hurt there.
Is it saying the cards are telling you that we need to go there?
The cards are saying this is your path. This is where you must go. This is where you have been. You have made your footprint in all of these places.
Okay.
Got it.
It doesn't say why, though, specifically.
No.
Alright.
They do not see that well, and neither do I.
You're seeing pretty well so far.
Without eyes, it is hard. He just leaves that on the table. The next card that they pull, Strength. This one, hard to see. It is dark. I hear waves. This card gives me a headache. There is something you must do, a choice you must make at the end of your path. It will be very hard to make this choice.
Waves and darkness.
Mm.
Okay. What about the last one?
This card. It's the Wheel of Fortune that they turn over. You have someone guiding you. Someone very powerful helped you. Did something for you. You made a deal. I do not know what for.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Someone made a deal that helped us.
You made a deal with someone?
We did.
There is something very powerful behind you. All of you.
Something's got our back.
As much as it can.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, I could not give you more. There is normally I can read much better and see past loved ones that have died and are speaking from the beyond. I have not done that in a long time. It's easier, frankly, for me to pull tricks, but you are all hard to read.
Yeah, I don't think that's an accident.
Yeah.
When was the last time someone came through and you did a reading for them?
A long time ago. A couple years.
A couple 100 years?
No. Some undead who are like you, who are not physical. They wander the lands trying to feel human again.
Oh.
Sometimes they come to me and I read them silly fortunes that mean nothing and they feel better.
Did anybody pull exactly what we?
No.
Oh.
No, I almost never see the wheel.
Huh.
Or the fiend. Although the fiend does not always mean something bad. None of these cards necessarily mean anything bad. And again, this is my reading of it. It is a little subjective. But I know this deck very well, and it knows me very well. And it is usually accurate.
Cool. I mean, I think Simon feels it in his gut. There's something right and wrong about this. Can I subtly try? I don't have subtle spell. I'm not a sorcerer. I kind of want to cast Detect Thoughts.
On Fermina?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just in kind of a real good lie detector, or just kind of see what I get.
Okay. Fermina doesn't even push back. You press into their mind, and all at once there is a cacophony of sound. There are hundreds of voices overlaid all at once, speaking at the same time. Fermina's head is very loud and filled with many things. And they just look at you while you're doing this. It is deafening. In here, some of them are songs. Some people are having conversations, some people are screaming, some crying, some laughing. It ranges the entire gamut of human emotion and human experience.
I'll drop it. Sorry.
It is okay. You are curious. Many are.
We're kind of adrift.
I see. I can tell.
Can we do anything for you? Do you need anything?
No. You are very sweet. No. I am old. And I am warm. I think my days are coming to an end soon. I am at peace.
Well, you've helped us a lot, I think.
I hope.
None of us look familiar to you.
Maybe. It has been 400 years. It has been so long. I have seen so many people in my life.
Have you ever heard of the last name Fogbranch?
Fogbranch. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Have you heard of the 5 Echoes?
Yes. Adventuring party. They were very popular. They did a lot. They were the sweethearts of the land here in the south. They were very well liked. I never saw them, I never met them that I know of.
Okay.
Well, what should we do now?
I guess.
I think what we do now is head to Sunfall.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Do not forget your stop in Riverside.
Riverside.
Go through the town. The cards want you to.
Is that
Riverside.
the town that's right up there?
Right outside.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're here and it's there.
Right.
Got it. Let's go inside.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Lovely
you.
meeting you.
Goodbye. I may not see you again.
I hope that's not true.
I feel this is final. I will not see you again. I wish you luck.
You too.
You have a shadow hanging in your past.
We know.
Yes.
And I think we leave out of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you suppose that she will not see us again because she will be no more, or we will be no more?
Well, they did seem to say they're at the end of their days.
All right.
They're about to leave this mortal coil.
It was hard to tell with the mask and the robes.
There was something else that the cook in town, the woman who made the lemon chicken, she said to me that I don't think I said that I told you all. When she was talking about that one that the boy, or the one that we took in, she mentioned something about a lot of bad things happening to him, and that people like that, if they go down the wrong path, they could become monsters. And being told that he's our responsibility, being told there's a fiend out there, being told he was like my younger brother or sister or sibling. I don't know. Could be them.
Yeah.
Could be the person we're looking for. The person we're trying to help is also the person trying to stop us.
Fermina did say that there were a lot of choices made that affected our journey.
I do sort of wonder why, if we took him in, why he is not still with us. Do you know
it was either, I feel like either he separated himself intentionally or someone did it for him. Which means that there was probably a reason for that, which means that they know that whoever they are knows that we can stop it or help it. Right? Am I sounding crazy?
All of this sounds crazy. Is Riverside in walking distance?
It's literally the little town that was right outside. The place that had like the post office and the little grocery.
I thought we were in Sunfall.
No.
Yes. Okay.
So the pamphlet says it is outside of Sunfall.
Okay.
But it's a suburb.
Yeah.
A burb. There's an Orange Julius and a movie theater.
Orange Julius is packed.
It's a very old reference. Several old references.
Where to? What time of day is it?
It's later in the evening. Sun is starting to set.
You said post office, grocery.
And then a handful of houses, and then hills up into the mist.
Does this look? This doesn't look like the place where you saw where you thought our house. You said it was like a 2-story or something.
The place you saw was a little more metropolitan than this. This is a little more rural.
Yeah, we were in kind of like a big city.
Okay.
Not this bad.
Right. Shall we set up camp somewhere? Maybe one of the houses is abandoned and we can go in?
Or the post office?
Yeah, I feel like being in a place that is inhabited by the undead, there's not really much of a curfew, probably. I think we can just walk in and try and answer some questions.
Yeah.
Sure.
You mentioned that there were several skeletons around, some leaning up against Halloween skeletons, I want to go to one of the skeletons, or I think I'm drawn to one of the skeletons that looks... I don't know. And with what you said we can do...
Speak with the dead?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I think it's like I'm just, I catch the eye sockets of one that just sort of looks the most present, and head over and, without even really knowing how or why, hello.
The skeleton looks like it just kind of sat down and wasted away. Their knees are drawn up to their chest, and their arms are relaxed by their side. And when you cast this spell, Speak with the Dead, this sickly blue light begins to appear in the sockets, and the sockets give off this white mist, and it sits up just a little bit straighter. The smoke and the light begins to go through its body until it almost fills it to the point where it would have had skin, and you see the facsimile of a face.
Is everybody else seeing this?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And it turns and looks at you, waiting. You know you can ask a couple of questions.
Do you know the 5 echoes?
You? Yes.
Have you seen, we're missing one of our party. Have you seen him? Or her? Or
No.
they?
Okay.
I have not seen him
Alright.
since you came through.
What did the 5 echoes do in Riverside?
You helped us. You made a decision, and we followed your suggestion.
Did that seem like a good suggestion?
Yes.
What's this?
That means that we probably only get 5 questions.
Oh, okay. Oh.
That's the thing with Speak with the Dead. You get 5 questions.
Good.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Make it good.
What was the decision?
Good question.
What to do with our mayor? And it falls back, and when it drops its hand, this little shard falls from its grasp. Shiny and black. Shard of obsidian.
Whoa.
And from
Wait, where is that?
It fell out of
from
its hand.
its hand.
Oh my gosh.
And from it, you hear this humming sound of vibration. And that is where we're going to take an intermission break.
Oh, jeez.
When we come back, we'll find out what the shard is about.
So much.
Yeah, this is a heavy-packed episode.
Wow.
Take a second, absorb all that, go get your snacks, take a break, and we will be back soon.
Wonderful.
Sweet.
And once again, we're so excited to be sponsored this month by Sync, coming to Kickstarter September 17th. With an amazing creative team and sponsored by Hit Point Press, this is the ultimate pirate and tattoo supplement for 5th edition D&D. It's a 200-plus page book filled with new mechanics and illustrations rendered in stunning tattoo art by tattoo artist Sam Rusk and created by Johnny Stanton and Rick Eskeves. Inside the book, you can find 4 brand new subclasses like a Mistbreaker Ranger who wields ethereal harpoons, or a spell skin wizard who tattoos their spellbook onto their very skin. You can find 50+ magic item tattoos, so much more. You can add the coolest pirates, the coolest tattoos, so many brilliant, beautiful additions to your game, to your campaign, to your characters. Get Sync on Kickstarter September 17th. Don't miss out.
You fools! You'll never defeat me. Now face the wrath.
Why is he so hot? What?
I think it's just that epic miniature. It's really doing a lot for me, too.
Yeah, maybe. But he's also kinda...
Silence! As I was saying, face the wrath of my metal army, crafted here in my Eldritch Foundry.
Dude, where'd you get all these minis?
I'm subscribed to Eldritch Foundry's Eldritch Unlimited with unlimited STL downloads. Now can we get back to...
Eldritch Foundry's amazing! I never thought I'd have the perfect mini for my demon-born, half-elemental, catfolk, warlock, bard multi-class with a bunny wizard familiar, but here she is. Thank you so much for printing her.
Yeah. Sure, Jen. No problem. Now face my wrath! You fools! You'll never defeat me. Now face the wrath.
Why is he so hot?
What?
I think it's just that epic miniature. It's really doing a lot for me, too.
Yeah, maybe. But he's also kinda...
Silence! As I was saying, face the wrath of my metal army, crafted here in my eldritch foundry.
Dude, where'd you get all these minis?
I'm subscribed to Eldritch Foundry's Eldritch Unlimited with unlimited STL downloads. Now can we get back to—
Eldritch Foundry's amazing! I never thought I'd have the perfect mini for my demon-born, half-elemental, cat-folk, warlock, bard multi-class with a bunny wizard familiar, but here she is. Thank you so much for printing her.
Yeah. Sure, Jen. No problem. Now face my wrath!
Welcome back. I hope you're well and truly rested because we're getting right back into it. When we left off, a shard of obsidian fell from the hand of the skeleton that you had been talking to. It just lays there, humming.
I'll grab it. And I'll hand it to Zoe.
As soon as you grab it.
Okay, that was dumb.
As soon as you grab it.
It was humming!
Shatters in your hand, sending shards flying, and from within the shard itself come these ghostly figures that just funnel out of it, making these hissing, groaning, weeping, gasping sounds, and you are all pulled into a memory together. So these are special. We are going to just roleplay this memory as if it is happening in real time.
Are we in the memory together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's shared.
So, you are adventurers. You have been together for a while. You got a tip that something fishy is happening in Riverside, and you know there are several adventuring parties who have not managed to figure it out yet, and you want to be the ones to do it. It's almost a matter of pride at this point because you are the adventuring party in the Southern Lands.
Naturally.
So, in your carriage, that is pretty high quality, with Bucephalus, this beautiful, healthy, gray horse.
So alive.
So alive. You pull up to this town. It's small, but it's lively. There are people in the streets selling their wares. Sun is beaming today. It's really quite beautiful. It makes all of the greens just pop a little bit extra in the hillside. And people welcome you into town. They recognize you a little bit. And there's just a sense of concern with a lot of the townspeople. They welcome you in with open arms and they say, oh, we don't have a tavern, but you're welcome to stop by my house if you'd like some food. I would love to give you some. I have a very good sourdough that I made yesterday. Everyone here is very kind.
But we've heard that there's something wrong.
Yes, you have heard that there's something wrong going on in Riverside. You're not sure what.
Is there something insidious in the kindness?
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
Anyone else can if you'd like to.
26.
Oh, damn. This is crap.
Well, not 20.
Nice.
Ooh. I got a 12.
Pretty easily you all sense that there's no insidiousness in the kindness. These are just small town people who are used to helping each other, and they welcome outsiders with open arms, usually because it also means business. With your high nat 20, 20, whatever, 26, 27, all of the people in the town seem like they are hard-pressed to get a full night's sleep. They all just seem kind of worn down and worried, concerned. And the woman that welcomed you to town is a human woman, middle age. She's got a child that is hiding behind her skirts, and she's holding this basket of what looks like mushrooms that she just picked. And she just smiles at you and she says, if you need anything, let me know. I'm here. We're all here. You can walk into any one of our houses, basically, and we'll all help you.
What are we thinking?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we're unaware of what they are worried about? Or we...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not quite sure. You just know something is happening in this town.
Hey, may we ask you a question?
Sure, yeah.
There's sort of a sense of... is there anything that is on your mind that you're worried about these days, or that you wish for, or just curious?
She looks nervous, and she looks around, and she says, come with me, maybe we shouldn't be having this conversation in the street.
Sure.
And you all hear this garbled sound, and you realize there's a figure standing with you.
Ugh.
And none of you can
I was like, wait a minute,
look at
literally
them,
there's an elephant in the room.
but you know that you all laugh at whatever they said.
They were funny, apparently.
And she leads you into her house. She sets down this basket and she throws all of these mushrooms into a bowl of water. And she turns and the child just books it upstairs to their room, presumably, and she comes and sits at the table. And when she takes off her bandana on her head, she runs her hand through her hair. There are many grays. And she leans back and motions if you would like to sit with her. And she says, for a couple of months now, there have been concerns about our mayor. He's holed himself up. He won't leave his house. He does not eat. We see lights in his house at all hours of the night. We pass him food, but none of us know if it gets eaten. He disappeared about a month ago into the hills, and I think he was going to... He said something about checking the safety of a mine up there. There's a very, very old mine. None of us go up there. It hasn't been used in a long time because it ran dry very quickly. But when he came back, he was just... different.
I meet River's eyes across the table, and then I look down at the mushrooms very deliberately.
Do I know what kind of mushrooms they are?
Make a nature check.
I psych it up.
16.
It just looks like a regular brown mushroom. It's good in stews. It's hearty. It doesn't look like one of those that you would tell people to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
You know those very well.
Is your mayor mayoring?
Yes, technically. He passes missives through the door, under the door, but he hasn't left the house in so long. We're concerned about him and worried about if something happened in the mine.
You said it's in the hills, the mine?
Yeah, just up there.
Is there a river or anything that flows through the area down from the hills?
No, there is a river that comes from the Northlands, but it's not through the mine. It's nowhere close.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who makes daily contact with the mayor?
I suppose I do. I'm kind of his
Like, I mean, get
secretary.
to see him.
No, none of us have seen him in a while. He doesn't leave the house. We just know that he's there because he talks to us, and he takes food and we take letters and carry out his orders.
Does he sound different at all, or does it sound pretty much the same?
I don't think he sounds that different. He sounds tired.
I'm so sorry. What was your name, ma'am?
Dina.
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 Well, so you have a mayor who doesn't want to leave the house. You haven't seen him, and he gives you missives from under the door. And he's eating, you say.
We think so. We pass him food and he doesn't pass it back, so unless he's just piling it in a corner, we assume that he's eating it.
Has anybody else been up to that old mine recently?
Not in a long time. We don't go up there. It's pretty dangerous. It's not in good condition.
All right.
Why did he went up there to check the safety?
That's what he told us.
Does he normally check the safety?
No.
He's not like the safety patrol of the town?
No, and, to be honest, I don't know why he would have been going up there, because none of us go up there. There's no reason to be checking the safety of the mines.
This worry, I mean, I hope you don't mind me saying, but y'all are you sound, and you seem quite kind, but you sound so worried about this mayor to the point that you're losing sleep?
Yes. Sometimes we hear things from the hills.
What
Like
kind
what?
of things?
Weeping? It's hard for us to sleep sometimes.
Weeping from multiple sources or just one?
I don't know. I put wax in my ears just to try and sleep a little bit.
I got a hunch. And I don't say that, but I'm just sort of looking at everybody that you can tell I have this is my face that I have when I have a hunch.
You also had that face when you looked at the mushrooms.
Hunch face, right?
And I'm really sorry that you're feeling that way.
Thank you.
And I reach out and I cast Remove Curse on her.
Sure. You cast Remove Curse. She doesn't seem to be any better. You don't feel like it did anything. Your companion, whoever he is, says something to her, and she tilts her head a little in confusion and says, well, he has a daughter, but we haven't seen her for a while. He told us that she went to the east somewhere, to an island, she's very gifted magically, and she went to some city that was had schools of magic or some kind, was dedicated to magic, and she came back, and none of us saw her when she came back. She came back by carriage late at night, and then we haven't seen her since, and he says that she went back to this city, but
no one saw.
No one saw.
She disappeared.
Yes.
And he is now. Or he went to the mine, or is he?
He's in this house, presumably.
Did the mine happen before or after the daughter went back to school?
Great question.
So the way that I understand it is the daughter went to this city of magic. She came back in the dead of night. He went up to the mine in the following days, and then she presumably went back to school. So we did not see her at any point.
Okay.
What would you like to have happen? How can we be of service?
I don't know.
Well, you seem concerned.
We're all kind of at a loss because this man has been our leader for so long, and...
Has anyone knocked on the door?
Yes! He won't open it. He just says he's not feeling well.
Has anyone snuck in?
No. We really value privacy here. Because we are so open when we set a boundary. We really stick to it.
What if someone needs help?
He hasn't said that he needed it. But we're concerned about whatever's happening in the mine.
And we'll start with the mine.
All right.
Thank you so much. We're not a very rich town, but anything you'd like, we would be happy to oblige. If you need food, anything.
I love mushrooms.
Thank you.
I can make a stew for when you get back.
That sounds lovely.
And I would like to try your sourdough as well.
Oh, of course. Oh, let me go get it for you. And she goes and she brings you all an entire loaf to share.
Oh, very nice.
Please, it's the least I can do. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank
a few
you.
adventurers came through and they have tried to go into the mine, but they've always come back and just left.
Any signs or any sounds of the boy since he went upstairs?
He's just playing.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll be back.
Thank you.
Yes.
Please be careful.
We will.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And then in the memory, is it possible to just jump to the mine?
You can if you'd like.
I was gonna say something,
All right,
but I can say it at the
let's
mine.
Chat. Yeah, what?
Well, I know that they respect each other's privacy, but I mean, I could take a little peek as like a rat or something.
I thought the exact same thing. You could do that.
Or like a little cricket, just hop in.
Yeah, I feel like that isn't breaking the privacy rule. This is just a wellness check.
Yeah.
Right, a wellness check. That's great.
A wellness check. A
no.
private wellness check.
Maybe, I mean, if you like, we could go up to the door and, make sure and just knock and try to get him to talk. And while we're doing that, you could, go up to one of the nearby windows or something like that, or under the door, or under another door if there's a back one or something.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, and we can just take a little look,
Right.
make sure he's not.
And if this
A
daughter
monster?
is in trouble, perhaps, if people are suspicious that she didn't get back to this university all right.
So you want to do this before we go to the mine?
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
aren't we already at the mine?
You don't have to be.
If we're already at the mine, I don't know. Also, we should decide what we're going to call ourselves.
Your mysterious
Is this the
companion
one?
makes a joke that really tickles all of your funny bones. Makes some kind of a suggestion, and then through that you hear the echoes, because you can very faintly hear an echo coming off of the hills when you laugh.
Okay.
5 echoes.
5 echoes.
5 echoes.
It's not bad.
Sounds proper.
Sounds really good.
All right, shall we go in, and then when we know what we're looking at, we can go and you can turn into a grasshopper or whatever, and yeah? Or do you want to go?
Go to
Where
the
are
house.
we? Where are we? Did we skip ahead to the mine?
You really wanted to go to the
You guys can do whatever you want, and I will
She asked us to
follow.
go to the mine.
Yeah, but you know.
I think we had a clearly divergent
Alright.
one path or the other.
Well, why don't some of us go to the mine and some of us
you
go
wanna
to
split
the
parties?
house?
No. We'll just go to the mine. We'll just go to the mine. It's
You
fine.
guys, come on!
Okay.
We're at the mine.
Okay.
Okay.
At the mine, you have walked up into these hills. There's not a lot of trees here. There's some very loose scrub, very low heather, very like the moors in the UK. Very green. You get to a point where the sun is blocked off by the mist that surrounds the top of these hills because they are rather high. But you got pretty good instructions on how to get there from Dina. And you reach the front of the mine. It's cut directly into the hillside, tucked away around a little corner. And it's a doorway into the hill that is held up by beams. It looks like it has been boarded up very recently.
You could turn into a grasshopper now and go in.
Yeah, be careful though. Hold up.
No. I have dark vision. I can just do it as is for now.
Do we have any idea what kind of mine this was? Like enough about the area to know like the minerals that were mined or anything like that? I don't know.
You wouldn't have any kind of like stone knowledge?
Nope.
No? Masonry?
Nope.
Do I?
I
don't.
No.
I think I do.
No.
Nature.
Right.
I mean, roll me a nature check. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, no.
Let's see where we get. Uh-huh.
You have advantage if you want to use it.
You
don't have to.
Yeah, I've got so many advantages. I'll use one.
Sure.
So I rolled a 5. It would have been a 10, which isn't great.
Your advantage is from the Black Kakari.
Thank you. Okay, that's only 3 better. 13.
You have no idea. You're not from this part of the Southern Lands, so it could be anything.
Shall we go in?
Well, it's boarded up. Yeah, right.
Your party member steps forward, and you can see a vague silhouette of them now. It shifts underneath shadows, and it's changing here and there just a little bit, so you can't quite make out their shape, their size. It's like they're in a blind spot. And you can tell that they are wearing armor. They have a shield and a sword, and you can tell they have a shield because they use that shield to bash repeatedly into the front of this mine.
You have advantage from Idaho Judd.
I'm going to use my advantage once from Idaho Judd. Thank you for getting me a 17. Yay. The wood splinters and cracks against his shield. And finally, he manages to make enough of a gap and weaken it enough that he can push right through. And on the other side, he starts to kind of break pieces off, and he has opened up enough space for you all to climb in if you need to.
Do we hear anything?
You hear garbled something from him and a shadowy hand beckoning you.
But
inside.
nothing inside the mine.
No,
is all
nothing
quiet.
inside the mine. It's still during the day.
Okay.
And you know that normally they heard this weeping at night.
Any tracks?
Make a survival check.
Sure.
Let's see.
15.
Nothing recent.
All right. Who's first?
I cast dancing lights as we make our way down into the darkness.
It's so odd because the lights go ahead of you a little bit and they illuminate your friend, but they are still just like they've been cut out.
Weird.
But they're ahead of you, protectively.
Do you see anything up there?
They make some kind of a response. You can't hear their voice, but you know that they said, no, it's just dark.
Then I walk up next to him, grab something and cast light and lead the way with him.
Okay. He bumps into your elbow a little bit jokingly. Just buddy. Puts a hand out on your shoulder and you can tell he's laughing a little bit. But also a little concerned.
They are really the best of friends,
Apparently,
aren't
yeah.
they?
No, they are.
They make each other laugh.
Yeah.
You're just holding this like a headlamp.
Yeah.
Like the weirdest car. You go in, and the mine starts off in a place that looks pretty well traversed. But the further in you go, the less stable it looks. There are some different paths that are caved in. You go down a couple of dead ends and come back to the main path because something is caved in. And eventually you get to a place where it's a more natural cavern. And there's two massive boulders that look like they're almost completely blocking your way except for narrow gap in between.
A mayor-sized hole.
A person-sized hole, yeah. And your party member, without even questioning it, turns to the side and starts to scoot in, and he just disappears.
No, wait. Scoot with
You know that he's always been a little too eager to prove himself, so he's always first into places. It's a really typical like paladin fighter thing where they want to be the first, and you know he does it because he wants to take the damage instead of you.
Okay.
I feel the echo of that feeling of just wait and fear for him, which at the same time, even though we're just standing in this town having this all memory together, hurts. Yeah. But I follow.
Okay.
Yep. Following.
Yep. You all squeeze through?
And I squeezed in with
Gets a
him
little-
as his light source.
A little tough, but you all manage to squeeze in, and if you are claustrophobic, it is awful. It's very close. However, you make it to the other side, and you are in just a natural cavern walkway, and thankfully your lights are guiding your way because no light penetrates down here at all. You hear a very faint trickling of water, like a very small drop. Not a river, not a stream, just the natural condensation that happens deep under the earth. There are stalactites and stalagmites that begin to grow bigger and bigger the further in you go. And down here, you start to see, illuminated by your headlamp and the dancing lights, these very small puddles that start as drops of something black and viscous that has a iridescent shine to it like oil.
Awful news.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. It could be anything.
It's small at first, and then it becomes bigger and bigger. And when you turn and look behind you, you see some swipes of it on the wall that it looks like someone has tried to clean up after.
Swipes up the liquid.
I want to see if I can use Arcana to identify the liquid.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana.
Let us see. what drips.
Careful, don't touch it if you can help.
We'll see. 13.
You've never seen anything like this. It's almost like a crude oil, but not quite. It's not, and you're familiar with oil, having created your Iron Defender, but it's not quite that. It's like a concentration of muck. It smells foul.
Rivers, does this look like anything that would just maybe some sick tree or something? Not that there are trees down here, but I don't know.
I'm not really sure.
You can make a nature check if you look at it, yeah.
I would love to do a nature check.
Tree sickness.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
A sick
Loose?
tree. A sick
17.
tree.
A sick tree.
With a 17, you've also never seen anything like this. It almost doesn't appear of the natural world.
I'm not sure how natural this is.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay, read that for me, Mechus.
For the duration, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. I'm wondering if this is demonic or...
Like if it's alive?
Or if it's the residue of something demonic or fiendish.
Three things kind of happen at the same time. It's almost like the reality outside of this memory and the memory itself are overlaid. In the memory, you do not sense undead. Outside of it, you do. You presume, because you are surrounded by undead. In the memory, you don't react to it.
Okay.
But there's almost like you have this second you inside here experiencing this, and it's almost like you're casting the same spell. At the same time, you get the feeling of consecrated ground ahead of you, deeper in the cave.
Consecrated ground.
Yeah.
That's unexpected.
What?
Consecrated ground normally means that like some area has been made protected, made holy or something.
Do you think it's some type of a graveyard or something? Something's buried down here.
That's a good guess.
I mean, if I were going to bury something that I didn't want anyone to know about, it would definitely be in one of these shafts.
Good point. All right, that direction, and I'll point towards that and to our mysterious friend slowly.
He laughs and walks very boldly forward.
Luce, go get him.
All right.
He allows you to pull him back, and he jokes and says, "Oh, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding." But you can tell he's ready to fight if it needs to happen. He's got his sword still in the sheath, but just a little bit out, prepped in case he needs to draw it fast. You head further in the direction that you felt this ping of consecrated ground. The area opens up just a little bit, so it's not as stifling and close. And where it dead ends, you see very faint veins of what might have been, at one point, a healthy deposit of obsidian. It is no longer in great supply here. It's been pretty much depleted.
I'm going to keep the detect, by the way, up for 10 minutes.
You arrive, and you see what it is that was consecrating this ground. It looks like someone has tried to build a holy site. It's very small, like a tiny shrine on a rock. What you see is a boulder. Leaned on their back against this boulder is a figure. Decaying, covered, almost seeping this black bile.
Does he look like the mayor?
No, she doesn't. She's young, maybe 16. She has on school robes.
Ah.
And above her on top of the rock that she's leaning on, it looks like someone built a little shrine to a god that you're not quite familiar with. They've left candles everywhere. They've left offerings.
Oh, God.
It looks like someone brought some jewelry that looks young, like a young person's jewelry. There's a locket. There's a beautiful scarf. There's a small, it looks like maybe it's carved out of soapstone, a dog that was placed next to her. This, whatever happened here, was created lovingly.
You say that she
is resting with her back against the rock.
But almost like as if she was bleeding this liquid.
Yeah.
Am I able to tell how she died? What killed her?
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Guidance.
I mean,
Okay.
Sure. Oh, well. I'm going to use
You use another advantage. Go ahead. That was a nat one.
Oh, 2. No,
wow.
14.
No.
When you said guidance?
Yes. Wait, so add a d4, and that advantage was from Breda.
Thank you, Breda.
And I can give you mind. That gives you also 4 on top of that.
Nice. Just a straight 4.
Just a straight 4. Nice. You don't have to roll for it.
So
like
dirty
some
20.
other people.
Dirty
make.
20. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Shots fired.
You don't have to what?
Roll for it. I give you
Like
4.
some people. I make you earn it.
You are trying not to get too close to this body because it also smells foul, like rot, and it's a little sweet. It's that sickly, disgusting sweet. It's hard to tell exactly because you can't examine the body the way that a coroner would, but you notice little flecks of blood on the side of her mouth that is long since dried. You can pick it out against the pallor of what is left of her skin because it looks like she has been here for about a month. She was sick with something. You're not sure what, you're not sure how, why, where.
Wait, did she?
Can I also do an investigation check and see if she has any ID? I'm just kidding.
You sure can if you want to touch her.
I mean, it feels like it's probably the mayor's daughter. I'll just
That's
say
what
what
I'm
I think we're all
I think
thinking.
so too.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good guess.
But
I am a little interested in looking in the locket.
Anyone got mage hand?
I do.
Just
That's
I
much better
don't want you to touch it.
I was gonna try really hard not to. I mean, touch the goop. I was gonna touch the locket, but
your mysterious party member reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder, almost to be like, "Don't." Even he is not this bold.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand.
Okay. You cast Mage Hand, and it. What does your Mage Hand look like?
Mage Hand. Do your guys' mage hands look like a hand?
If you like.
I don't have a mage hand.
I know, you're the only one with a mage hand in this group.
I just wondered. Okay, so my mage hand has it's like a regular hand, but on each finger there's also a hand.
That is horrifying.
It's so I can get a lot done at the same time.
Okay.
So
Remind me to bring something for you.
Are they those things that people put on their cats? They're like hands, the little fingers.
Oh,
that is horrifying.
Hate it. Thank you. Thank you for
Nightmare
that.
fuel.
Thanks,
yeah, wow.
Look away! Don't make fun
Your
of me.
freaky little hand of hands flies out from you. You cast it like this, almost like a Spider-Man spiderweb, and it comes from your palm. And it goes over and with its many fingers grabs the locket and brings it back to you.
25
and it's
fingers.
just holding it. Well, what else do you want?
Well, I wanted to pick through her stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that answer.
Oh no.
Whatever you want. I'm not
going
to stop you.
Probably not.
I'm not going to stop you.
Okay. This feels fine.
Everybody.
There's a sound downstairs. So my mage hand bypasses the locket for a second. Well, actually, one of the hands picks up the locket. Then the other one's gonna
rifle through.
Okay.
So what happens is your hand of hands, your hand of many, one pinky hand grabs the locket, scoops it up, goes over to touch her and start to go through her pockets, and as soon as it touches this black viscous, it disintegrates.
Oh no.
And it drops the locket right into her.
All right.
That didn't that's never happened before.
Should we see if we can set it on fire?
I think that the first thing we should do is maybe talk to the mayor about this.
All right, fine.
Yeah, what do we think happened here? Did she come home sick and he brought her here to keep her away?
Or
It seems
did he
like
not want a daughter anymore?
no. These
Some sort of-
lovingly placed.
You could not want a
things.
daughter and probably place her very lovingly out of guilt.
But it said like it looks like an offering.
Yeah, this seems like an attempt to keep her alive.
Or okay.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
see, my brain went straight to ritual sacrifice, and, you know, that's not always loving.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What do you think?
When you turn
Fifth
to
member?
talk to your fifth party member, you notice he's already just standing over the body looking down at her. Not touching, but he's just staring. Looking over her, looking over the items behind her, just observing quietly.
You said the items behind her were candles and
A little figurine of some kind of
a
a
dog.
god.
Yes, the soapstone dog.
There's the
yes.
soapstone dog, there's the god, there's some it's kind of like costume jewelry, like beads, brightly colored beads, and a nice scarf.
I want to go up and I'll stand next to our friend and look down at what kind of god this seems to have, like something about this shrine, this, if I'm able to understand what the intent of it was and who,
Okay.
like what god it's praying to.
Roll me a religion check.
Yeah. I will guide myself on that one. Self-guidance. Okay. Okay. 23.
You've heard of this god before. It's not your god. It's the
Thank
name
goodness.
of the town, actually. There are two, twin cities that were named after these two gods that are very similar and yet very different. Almost like related. Minneapolis and Minnesota.
St. Paul.
Yeah.
Mechus is where you're from.
Yeah.
The god who this statue represents, you think his name is Mechus? God of magic.
Okay.
Which, if this girl had been studying magic, it seems very likely she would have been praying to this god of magic. However, it's not your god. You know vaguely of him.
Okay. Huh. Alright, it's the god of magic. What happened to her? Did he do this to her? Was she like this already?
There's so many options.
Because, this was her god.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't think this was a ritual sacrifice. It was almost like he was trying to keep her alive, I think what you said, or trying to ferry her on her way to someplace better.
It could have been a magical sickness.
Right.
So maybe praying to the god of magic would protect her.
And this is maybe what she would have wanted because we can assume she was a student of magic from what we've heard. Maybe this was her. He did this for her. Yeah, you're right. We need to
talk to the mayor, probably.
This is bad.
We shouldn't mention that we know she's here.
And is this spreading? What? I'm just trying to figure out, was she like this before she got here and she made this place this, or did she die because of what's down here? Because if she is making this place like this,
yes,
we gotta do something about that.
And will it spread?
Looks like it is.
Seems like we had to go pretty far to find it. So I don't think it could spread.
Shall we try to seal it up?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was thinking.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Little entrance, if we could.
Yeah, it was.
Cover
it was.
it.
We can close it up. I think it was boarded up when we got here.
Sure.
But if her dad is infected with this,
yeah,
and that's why he's keeping himself locked up,
yeah,
we should go fast.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay. You leave the mine in a hurry, and you notice your companion is lingering, and you have to call him several times. You say his name, and it tastes like static on your tongue. You call him once, twice. Finally, he turns around and says, "Yes." And for just a brief moment, you hear his voice, clear, like a bell. And then it's back to this garbled static. And he follows you out. And once you leave the mine, you head back down to town, and you're heading to the mayor's house?
Yeah. If we see anybody, I think we're playing it cool.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Okay. Can everybody make a performance check for me? I'll even make one for him.
Performance or deception?
You can choose either performance or
Both
deception.
are +0 for me.
As the kind of bard that I am, I cannot. You have one more advantage.
I'm not going to use
Ooh!
it.
21.
Okay.
4. Oh, I don't like that laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
7.
32.
You know you're only supposed to
I'm
roll
a high
one.
level bard.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
that's
Okay, so who...
I cannot roll lower, this is true, than a 24 on deception.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
love a bard. Someone let me play a bard. I want to play a bard so bad. Everyone...
You're a bard.
Wow.
Wow.
Fantastic. Someone else run the game. I'm a player now. Who rolled above a 10?
I did.
Just the two of you. Okay. Well, also your friend. The two of you in your head are sitting there going, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool. So you're walking through town like very stiff, like
We're so cool.
nothing is wrong, but you
so
both
super
start to sweat as you're walking through town. So you're just like deadpan staring, like very jerkily moving after your friends, sweating, and then your friend is in the back just like making jokes with other people passing by, being so cool and casual.
So
You're being so cool and
charismatic.
casual. It's a very weird anxiety sandwich in the center with you two. But no one questions it, no one stops you. You get some weird looks, but in the end, you make it to the mayor's house, and it's later in the day at this point. It's a little bit past 3 p.m. And you notice when you get to the mayor's house, you have to ask a couple people to direct you. The house is very nice, very simple, like a seaside cottage a little bit. It's got the shingles on the outside. The windows are all boarded up. You can tell, even though the curtains are drawn, behind them, you see the telltale sign of a peak of a nail that's keeping boards in place, blocking these windows.
Just
If we can find a small gap, I could go in as a cockroach.
All right.
Make an investigation check for me.
Can I help her or
Sure.
guide her or help
Yep, you sure can.
Please help.
Yes,
I rolled a 5.
I'm helping you trying to find advantage or guide. No.
Guidance? Are you casting guidance again?
No, I was looking to kind of assist in a way, like basically as the help action.
You can I'll say you can also look alongside her.
Okay.
So you can also roll investigation. I'm looking to see if our friend has any abilities that can help.
Not much better. 9.
I don't think. Well, he reaches over and puts a hand on your shoulder, and he whispers something in your ear that you don't know what he said, but it makes you feel calm. You know this voice. You know he's got your back no matter what. He casts guidance on you, so roll a d4 and add that too.
Okay. Oh. 8. So...
Yeah, you're not sure. It's hard. It's hard to tell. This house looks pretty well boarded up.
Since this is a memory,
yeah.
Would I need to have the same? Would I need to adhere to the casting time if I cast Find Familiar?
I mean, we can always speed the memory up, but it would take some time.
But what if I had already done it before the memory was here? Just kidding.
No.
In my memory, I remember.
No. Memory within a memory. What if I did this?
Inception style.
I think Luce knocks on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You knock on the door, and behind it you hear a raspy voice saying, "Yes, Dina?"
No, this is a couple of folks who came to look into things. And I would say it's within your best interest to open this door.
Also, Dina is concerned about you.
Sorry, what is this about?
Dina's concerned about you.
We took a trip to the mines.
You hear him very distinctly cursing behind the door, and he does not hide the fear in his voice. What do you want?
We're just looking to help.
And we would love some information.
You can help by leaving.
Nope. I think we all know that what is up and in those mines cannot be left unattended for long.
And I think it's in your best interest to just make sure we know that what you were doing was trying to help and not hurt. Because if you were trying to hurt, I'd have no choice than to burn your whole house down where you stand.
You're being very aggressive, and I don't know who you are. Why should I open a door for someone who is threatening to burn me down?
Why should I? You know what I saw in those mines.
I do. I'm a grieving father. Do you know any different?
People bury their loved ones.
I can't
not
bury
put them
her.
on a slab.
She'll destroy the ground that she's buried in.
Then give us answers so we can help you.
I don't know you. Why should I give you answers? I owe you nothing.
We have skills and abilities to make sure that whatever has afflicted her doesn't spread everywhere else. Because I gotta tell you, we went down there and it's dripping from the walls.
Did you touch it?
Nope.
And then upon hearing that, he looks at you and he goes, did you touch it?
Is that why you... Of
There's
course
a
he
long pause.
He touched it.
I brought her down there.
You hear footsteps leading away. And then a lock clicks and the door opens, and through the door from the other side of the room you hear him say, "Step inside, but do not get closer."
Don't need to tell me twice.
Heard.
Shut the door behind you.
Closed.
When you get inside,
I think, I mean, as a cleric and a bard, like someone with a little bit of like medicinal training, I think basically he probably like
just covering.
Yeah, just like puts a mask on.
Oh no, I got something named
some kind of protection.
I'm going to cast Aura of Purity.
Aura of Purity.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay.
4th level spell. Purifying energy radiates from you in an aura with a 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. Each non-hostile creature in the aura, including you, can't become diseased, has resistance to poison damage, and has advantage on saving throws against effects that cause any of the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned.
Incredible.
Ooh,
okay.
Wow.
I didn't even know that spell existed.
I didn't
You
either.
cast this, and then you all step inside. It's dark in here. As soon as you shut the door like he asked, you can't see anything. Who has dark vision?
I have dark vision.
I do.
I do
You
not.
too?
Yeah.
Okay. The two of you that have dark vision, you see the shape of a person huddled in the corner of the room, right next to what looks like a dish hutch. And he's very plainly turned away from you, so you can't see his face. Don't get any closer.
We
All right.
won't. Look, I know I was aggressive. I was worried. And now that we have answers, we need more. How did this happen to her?
I don't know.
Is the same thing happening to you?
Yes.
It was, look, was this when she left to this magical school?
Did she come back with it?
Yes.
Oh my God.
How long has she been in there?
A month?
Yes, about a month.
What was the name of the school?
I can't. It addles your brain. I can't remember things.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make this easy on you. Did the school try and do anything to help with this, or did they just give you back a daughter in this condition?
They didn't know about it. And when I asked them, they said they didn't know what it was, but they hoped for the best.
Well, that sounds like a whole bunch of...
Does it seem that other students at the school are also being sent home sick?
I don't know.
There's no, like, newsletter?
I haven't heard from them, and I'm not about to go there.
When she passed, was it like she was sick? What happened? I'm sorry to make you remember it. I'm sure it was very painful.
Yes. She was very sick. She could not breathe. She said that it felt like it was beginning to fill her lungs. And I asked some of the druids in Sunfall for aid, and when they sent their archdruid, they could not find what was wrong with her. They had never seen this before, and she only got worse.
She got worse when they tried to...
Over time, over a week, she got very ill.
We're so sorry for your loss.
This thing... We did not touch her. We did not touch it. But there was a spell that was cast to inspect, and it... When it touched the ick, it literally made an illusion disintegrate.
I don't know what it is. I can't give you answers.
How are you feeling?
He finally turns around, and the tears on his face are making tracks through the black that is beginning to seep from his pores across his cheeks. He's a late middle-aged man, slightly balding at the crown, sandy blonde hair, clean-shaven. He looks like he's starting to die.
It's possible then that your gestation period is longer than hers, since she's been gone for a month.
I'm not any kind of mage. I'm not a healer. I don't know. I wish I could give you answers, but I just don't know, okay?
All right.
I know I'm probably going to die soon.
Is there anything we can do for you?
Set my house on fire?
I'm gonna try I assume it's been 10 minutes, but I'm again going to try to cast Detect Evil and Good here in the house.
You don't really get anything in here. You're not getting a ping from whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
It's not anything that you would sense through this spell.
All right. Well, if you are going to die, you simply, unfortunately, have the risk of spreading this. Is that not true?
Why do you think I haven't opened the door for anyone?
What I mean to say is, what do you think is going to happen after you don't answer the door?
I don't know.
I do.
I can't leave.
You have a town of people who care about you. They're going to come in here, they would touch your body, and they would be infected.
I didn't know I was sick until I got here. Can you stop?
All right. I don't wish to argue with you. I wish to protect the people you're the mayor of. You may be sick, but you are not relieved from your duty, unfortunately.
We can let Dina know.
Don't tell her.
We're going to have to tell her something.
No one else is sick. If you take care of me, that will end it. So once again, burn my house. She will become mayor, and she will be a great mayor.
Oh, here's a weird question.
Oh, did you hear that, though? She's gonna become mayor.
Oh. Interesting. Interesting.
What was your weird question?
In this memory, we are standing in a house, but out of the memory, we are standing in a town.
Yeah, you're just still on the road where this skeleton was.
Is there a structure where this house is in the town?
It's hard for you to see because you are in this memory.
Yeah.
You likely won't be able to tell until you are out of it.
Got it.
Would you prefer us to wait until you are gone?
To wait with you, perhaps. Perhaps you're lonely.
Well, I just don't know if he wants to die in a burning building.
Fire, yes.
Y'all are sweet.
Just end it before it spreads. I know you want to.
I do. But I don't want to do it here. I think we must do it in the mine.
I cannot leave this house. I am at a point where if I go near my people, they will be hurt. And I am not going to do that. Why do you think I haven't left the house?
What's worse, hurt emotions or
not hurt
physically?
Emotions! If I get close to them, I am contagious. How are you going to tell them, hey, clear out the street so you don't get sick?
Okay.
Can I cast, or offer to cast Resilience Sphere? Would that work?
What does Resilience Sphere do?
A sphere of shimmering force encloses a creature or object of large size or small within range, and unwilling creature, blah, blah, blah. Nothing not physical, objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier, in or out, through a creature in the sphere can breathe in there. The sphere is immune to all damage, and a creature or object inside can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside, blah, blah, blah.
You posit this to the group, and your fifth party member puts out a hand and says, wait. Through the garbledness, you get what he's saying, though you can't hear his voice. He says that he has an idea, and he asks you to cast Mage Hand again, if you can.
All right. So I do. My hand goes like Spider-Man again, and my hands sprout.
It's normal, though?
It can be normal this time.
No, I'm asking that it appears. I'm just making sure that it still works.
No, it works.
Okay, great.
It's fine.
Because of this.
Because of what happened last
time.
time.
You cast it just fine.
Okay.
And what he does is he casts a spell to go off on one of the fingers of the Mage Hand. So the Mage Hand can deliver spells if you set it to go off.
Okay.
So the mage hand, he gives it a direction, and it waits for your go-ahead.
Touch him.
Touch him?
Touch the mayor.
Oh. With the mage hand?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, not my hand.
No.
And I do. I move the hand toward him.
Your companion says something to the mayor. And the mayor closes his eyes and he begins to weep. And he says, "Do it." And your hand reaches out and it touches the mayor. And as soon as it touches him, it disintegrates, but the spell goes off and the mayor becomes invisible. You can see still the puddle of this black ichor where he was. And your companion says something, and you hear the mayor respond with, "Keep them clear, at least."
Do you want to cast fear around him now that he's invisible?
Your friend chimes in again and says, "It'll be too obvious. They'll gather if they see it."
Okay. All right. Let's move.
All right.
That spell lasts an hour.
Your friend steps out first. And a crowd has already gathered because this is the first time in a month anyone has gone into the mayor's house, and he says something that stirs the crowd.
You have advantage on the roll.
Well, it was a nat 20, so...
Hey, she did it.
Yeah, your party member says something to the crowd, and they all kind of, "Oh, okay, well, all right." And they disperse with his nat 20 because he's, I don't know, incredibly charismatic. Yeah, actually he is.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually,
I did build him that way for a reason. That makes sense. So the crowd disperses. They begin to go about their business, and you see him at the head of your party, sort of making room in the crowd through some means or other. You can't hear what he's saying, but whatever he's saying, it's charming everyone around him, but also pushing them back.
Yeah, same. I'm doing the same.
Yeah.
Where with my minimum 24 persuasion.
Yeah.
I am
very easy for between the two of you to get this crowd to disperse. And you notice, you hope it's only you that notices, but there is a trail of black that is following you. Just small drips. And you make it into the hills. And about a half an hour passes, and then you reach the mine. And at this point, the spell on the mayor drops, and he has kept a comfortable distance from all of you. And now that you can see him in the light, you see his decay is much worse than you thought. This man must be in excruciating pain. It's almost as if there are open wounds all over his body that are seeping this liquid. He looks exhausted and frail, but he waits.
Once again, what does this liquid look like again?
It's like a black oil. It has a shine like oil, that the iridescence on top of oil, like crude.
It's covering his whole body.
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to come out of his pores like sweat.
Feel like I heard this.
Have you? Have you heard of this before somewhere? I'm not sure.
Sounds familiar, don't it?
No, I'm not sure.
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Same. Super.
He's just waiting.
Yeah. All right.
This is bleak, man.
So
I don't know that we should leave the bodies here once you pass. I don't
think we can take them anywhere.
No, but maybe we can burn them?
Well, no other group of adventurers were able to find this.
Yeah.
So if we do that, close it maybe some more.
Maybe with boulders or something.
Yes.
But if
Collapse
we
the
don't know,
mine even.
But if we don't know where the source is.
Yeah, and saying that, I kind of turn to the mayor and like, this gives me no pleasure. I would rather spend the rest of my days figuring out how to cure you.
You were the first person to threaten to set
It's
me
when
on
I thought
fire.
you killed a 16-year-old girl.
Sure.
And that's a death sentence from Lucyvian.
Quite a
every
knee-jerk
time.
reaction.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a very emotional day.
I can tell.
I see a dead child.
I'm so sorry that it was hard for you to see my dead daughter.
Oh, man, yeah.
All right.
Can we get this over with? I'm ready.
I turn to our mysterious member.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any kind of poison?
He shakes his head, but he has some ideas. Through whatever sound muffling is happening, you get the sense of him saying, "You can wait out here if you want."
No, not at all. I face every decision I make.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Your companion leads the way. The entire time you're walking through the mine again, he's speaking to the mayor. The mayor is just listening and nodding, and you have no idea what he is saying. But something about the way he's saying it, you feel a little calmed. You think maybe he might be casting a spell with his words.
Yeah.
And he makes a joke quietly, and you hear the mayor give just a very, very weak chuckle. And at the end, when you get to those two boulders that are so close you have to squeeze, your companion stops all of you because he realizes if the mayor squeezes through this, he's going to leave all of this muck here. So what he does, your companion, is casts Dimension Door. So you can get safely from one side to the other without touching the walls.
On this walk, could I try and prestidigitate away these drips and see what happens?
You try and prestidigitate and nothing happens. You don't even really feel like your magic goes off.
This isn't like anything we've ever seen.
Your companion casts Dimension Door. He leads the way through, and in front of you, you see the young girl. And the mayor goes through the door. And when you all come through the door as well, you see your companion standing to the side, very somber, suddenly. And the mayor is kneeling in front of his daughter, and he has his hands on her ankles. And he's leaning forward. And he doesn't say anything. And now you must make a choice. And you remember, in and out of this memory, this echo happening where you hear Parmeni's voice saying that you made a choice in this town and it affected you deeply.
I look at everybody, including our fifth.
What? We have to do this.
Yes.
I don't know if it will...
One more mage hand, please. And
All right.
I want to try remove curse one more. I'm gonna feel sick if we don't try.
Cast mage hand.
You cast Remove Curse on the mage hand to take to him.
Yeah.
And you touch. Nothing happens.
I had to try.
I will.
Your companion says he has something that will take care of it, but he also wants to make sure you want to be here for it.
I look at... I don't want him to do it.
Yeah.
He's ready. He has the spell prepared.
I think at this point, just with all the information I have in this, kind of knowing he's the young one, he's like a little brother to you, kind of seeing the pain that you have to do it, I was like, I turn to everyone and go, I'm the burn the house down guy. Let me burn down the house. Everyone.
I'll stay with you, but I nod.
Mm-hmm. I think we all need each other in this moment. I don't think any one of us should be alone.
If we're going to be responsible for someone's death, essentially, we should all be responsible together.
If you could, please stop talking like I'm not here.
Sorry.
I am still a human, you know. I am still a father.
Yes.
Sorry.
Any final requests, then?
Let me die here at the feet of my daughter.
As you wish. And I use my infused spear, charged with branding smite, and stab him in the back through the heart.
Okay, roll to hit.
All right. Oh, this is going to be real whack if I don't roll well.
You have advantage if you need it.
That's a nat 20.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Wow.
You're holding this spear, and you jam it through his back, and it goes through him completely. You feel him jerk a little bit, and it sticks him into his daughter.
Oh, geez.
So that they are laying there together.
Okay.
And he gasps for air a little bit. And you see more tears streaming down his face, streaking through the muck on his cheeks. And finally, after gasping for so long, he slumps. And he is no longer breathing.
Lucyvian lets go of the spear, steps back, kind of looking at the morbid poetry of the situation, and decides to leave his spear there and not retrieve it and turn around and walk away.
Okay.
So they're just dead, but nothing is I mean, it's just, they're just dead in there. It didn't, like, catch them on fire or anything?
It's just radiant damage that I don't think works against this mysterious black liquid that nothing seems to work against. At least, I mean, Lucyvian doesn't know that, but Ify the player.
Little meta.
Do you think we should burn their bodies?
If it will take.
I shall try it.
Is that... Try... Lucyvian hears and stops and goes, try on the weird liquid first, because I don't want to...
I've been wanting to, so this is great.
Your friend puts up a hand first, and you understand that he's saying something along the lines of, can I do something first?
Please.
Sure.
He goes over. You know that your friend is not a particularly religious person, but they go over. He kneels down on the side where the statue is, and he sits calmly and begins to say what you understand to be some kind of prayer. He's reaching out to this deity to look over these two poor people who had their choices and their life taken from them. And his pleading is so heartfelt and gentle that you are reminded that while he's not a child, he's still young. And what you know of him, he lost his family when he was young. He was abandoned on the streets of Mechus. He has not had an easy life. And seeing a father that loved their child so much must be really painful for him. And he finally gets back up.
What does it feel like when he's kneeling there, if I walk up and try to put a hand on his shoulder?
You put a hand down and it feels solid. You feel the cold metal of armor plating on his shoulders. You just can't quite see him. But he gets up and nods to all of you. Says, okay.
Okay.
We did what we had to.
All right. I'm going to try to cast Fireball on a puddle.
Oh.
Fireballs?
Okay. Okay. That's a very different spell.
Does somebody have a match?
Sure.
You all have a tinderbox, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try that.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You just
So I
light
just-
tinder and you drop
Great.
it on the puddle and nothing happens.
Did you just do that?
Sure.
Great.
It just goes out once it hits the puddle.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, I think we should maybe just cave this mine in.
Yes.
So no one else wanders in.
Your companion agrees.
Okay.
I still think you should have let me try to cast Fireballs.
We did never get that locket.
No.
It's probably covered in sludge.
You could do Fireball as soon as we leave here.
That's true.
If you want to try and bring
I
the
think
roof
it might
down.
feel just really good, you know?
Well, everyone's trying to figure out how to light this fire. I kind of stare intently at this father-daughter memorial tragedy. And I try and think real hard to try and figure out what school she went to. If maybe through, as an artificer or my magical connections, if I can put my finger on what school this might.
You're not quite sure what school it is. There are a lot of schools of magic. This one, it's one of those that's like, oh, we're the Ivy League of magic. They're not. I mean, they're no better than any other school, pretty much. They have a lot of money, but that's about it. You do know, however, this place she would have gone is on an island in the far east. You've never been there yourself, but that's about it.
I walk up to our companion, and about how big is the companion?
He's a little shorter than you.
I kind of walk up to him, and it feels almost like I'm losing myself the closer I get to him. And this time I'm not even forcing to try and see it. I'm just more focused on, I'm kind of going through the motions of the memory. And I go up to him, I have a hand on his shoulder, and I lean in, and I whisper, I go, this school has to be one of those island magic schools. And when we get the chance, I think we should take a field trip to try and investigate what happened here.
He nods. You can tell he's kind of in a stupor. He's not quite listening. And when you finish talking, the only response he has is to turn and hug you. And you feel his arms, armored, going around you. And he just kind of plunks his head onto your shoulder. And with him so close, you can feel just the faintest tremor in his body.
I wrap my arms around him and I grip him tight. I go, I know. I'm barely keeping it together too, kid. I'm barely keeping it together too.
I think I have something that will collapse the chamber if we're ready to get out of here.
I think we are ready.
What do you should?
I have Shatter.
Okay.
Right.
cast at a 3rd or 4th level or something, if that'll certainly collapse the entrance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This thing already looks like it's primed to collapse.
Yeah.
You all make it out. Your companion sort of tries on the way out to take a moment with each of you. Either tell a joke, hold a hand. He's very affectionate. You can feel him like ruffling your hair, playing with it a little bit, and he leans in and presses his cheek against the top of your head. And when you're all outside, he takes a moment and steps away. And you cast Shatter. And the whole front of this mine slides down and swallows itself.
Oh, wow.
It just becomes what looks like a pile of rubble, a pile of nothing. And as you begin to head back down to the town to tell Dina that she is the new mayor, behind you, unbeknownst to you, purely cinematic, your companion reaches into his pocket.
No.
And he thumbs the locket covered in muck. And that's where we're going to end the episode tonight.
Oh my god.
Thank you for joining us for this very emotional and heavy episode.
Good God.
I can't promise it won't change in the future. We're here to explore what it means to be human in the face of difficulties. Thank you for joining us so much. And on that note, we're going to do something fun.
Something fun, something a little lighter, folks.
Something to make us laugh.
Sheesh McGeesh. We end every episode by reading the names of some of our higher level patrons in the style of their choosing. This is definitely one of the most morbid versions we've done of this. It's fine. I love it.
Oh, you mean what we're about to do?
What we're about to? No. I think what we just did.
Okay.
It's a real pivot, is what I'm saying. Pivot. That's 2 episodes in a row we made that reference. Force of Shadow. We're going to start off by reading from Team Force of Shadow with a suggestion from Idaho Judd. A crew of gangsters planning a heist.
Yeah.
For Team Force of Shadow.
See. You know what they said to me in high school? They said, I think I'm nuts. And I said, I think you're right. See?
Well, you do talk like that, and that is pretty strange.
I thought it was fun, all right? I was leaning into a bit.
Wait, look, we're getting distracted. We got a Lincoln break to do to get this big score, the biggest score I've seen.
We gotta get a bigger score than that Black Kakari.
She's a good one. Listen, I wanted to do the accent because I thought it was fun.
All right.
But they thought I was nuts because I had suggested this move called the fail waffle, where you like come in through the roof, you shatter the ceiling, surprise them, you come in through the roof like a gateway guy on a string.
Look, we know that Idaho Judd already invented that move.
All right,
you know I think we should just do
we could say something like a catchphrase or something when we do it.
What kind of catchphrase?
Something like
Abra kill
Dabra.
I think that's a little edgy.
It's is it a weird heist if we scream out a catchphrase? Isn't that kind of defeat the purpose of the heist?
Iconic.
Sold.
Done. We're doing it.
Thank you, Team Force of Shadow.
We're the loudest gangsters trying to do
We're robbing you. For Team Force of Light, we have a suggestion from I Think I'm Nuts. This is a very specific one, but I enjoy it. A grumpy college professor walks into the wrong class and starts teaching the incorrect subject to a group of unknowing students.
This is your wheelhouse.
How dare you? What are you, a casting director? All right, children. Ugh. This is room 238. Yeah. I'm Professor Higgins, and today is the first class of Festive Life Preservers. Please open your books to page 27.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Where's our regular teacher, Angel Devilson?
Angel Devilson's out sick today, but don't worry, you're going to learn everything you need about Festive Life Preservers here. What about you, City Racing Girl? I just decided that's your name.
Okay. I mean, I prefer to be called Fenderil, which is my actual name.
Yeah, I'll never remember that.
Yeah,
So,
this isn't a prerequisite to joining the Ghostbusters Quick Response Unit, so I think either I'm in the wrong class or you're in the wrong class.
I think he's in the wrong class too.
Because this is supposed to be the Enter
Yo,
the
yo, yo,
Dungeon
if you'll-
speed run.
No, if
Yes,
you'll listen
yes,
to
yes,
me,
yeah.
if you'll listen to me about the proper way to correct and create and construct a festive life preserver, you are gonna be the Braba of your hometown. You'll be able to join the something quick response,
I don't know
whatever.
what that means. I don't know what
Yeah.
that means. So the last chapter that we were reading in our book was chapter 17, Unbearably Loquacious.
What does that have to do with festive life preservers?
It doesn't. That's not our class.
Because you're in the wrong class, dude.
This is 302, not 203.
Today's Thursday, right?
Yes.
Thursday the 17th
No.
No.
of September.
No.
I gotta talk to Dean Tuomask. They gotta work out my schedule. I'm sorry. I think I'm nuts.
Me too.
Kapow! Thank you, Team Light, Team Force of Shadow, Team Force of Light. Go to patreon.com/thedungeonrun. We're gonna do a short rest after this, and I think that's gonna be dense. But thank you all.
Thank you all for joining us so
Man,
much.
these episodes
I'm
of
sorry.
this show.
I'm sorry.
I love it. I love it. But
Thank you
woof.
all for joining us. It's been a heavy episode. Please go take care of yourselves. Drink some water. Take a rest. Do something you enjoy. Be comfortable. We love you.
Register to vote.
Yeah.
Register to vote. That's super comfy.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, we're going to sign off because it's been a night. So humankind.
Be both.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
It started. It started. It started. Started. As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.